About 25 minutes away from tip-off in the battle between Alabama and Auburn, the top two ranked teams in all of college basketball, squaring off today before a jam-packed and then some house at Coleman Coliseum. We look now at the little things presented by Chick-fil-A. Score big with the Chick-fil-A app this season. Your game day favorites are just a click away. Eat more chicken and roll Tide. Bryan, Passink, what are those little things on the offensive end of the floor that can be deciding factors in Alabama getting a win or a loss?
Well, Alabama has the most high-powered offense in college basketball, the leading scoring team in the country. But this team has turned it over in certain games more than we would like. So ball security, very important against a team in Auburn who does a great job defensively, getting deflections and going the other way. Alabama's got to make good decisions also in the paint, because not only is Auburn capable of getting steals, they're one of the best shot blocking teams in college basketball with Janai Broome, Dylan Cardwell, two of the top three shot blockers in the SEC hanging around the paint. Alabama needs to make great rim decisions, whether it's finishing at the rim. We've seen Mark Sears, Aiden Holloway knock down floaters and also find open shooters at the three-point line. But if Alabama guards are not making the right decisions, those block shots may not go down in the stat book as a turnover, but essentially they are, because they get Auburn going the other way in transition.
He's Bryan Passink. I'm Chris Stewart. We're glad you're with us for what is always the game of the year in college basketball in the state of Alabama. It is truly the game of the year thus far in all of college basketball. The Crimson Tide of Alabama, the Auburn Tigers, the top two teams in America squaring off, and we've got more pregame coverage coming your way from Tuscaloosa right after this on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Looking to make a statement? Fast Signs of Tuscaloosa is where you can make your statement with our incredible range of signs and graphics. You can say anything, do anything, be anything. So make your statement with Fast Signs. Stop in today or visit fastsigns.com. A proud partner of Alabama Athletics. Let's create something amazing together.
1225 is your ultimate game day destination. Catch the game on one of their 35 big-screen high-def TVs, combined with an extensive menu of mouth-watering food and refreshing drinks. Juicy burgers, crispy wings, craft beers, signature cocktails. 1225, where the energy is high, the screens are massive, and the excitement is contagious. Visit 1225 on the Strip in Tuscaloosa, less than 2 blocks from Bryant-Denny Stadium. 1225 Sports Bar, where sports, food, and fun collide.
Tired of being just another patient at your chain pharmacy? Make the switch to Payless Drugs. With 5 convenient locations in Bessemer, Birmingham, Fairfield, Morris, and Springfield, our knowledgeable team can provide personalized medication reviews and supplement recommendations, deliver medications to your door, and more. Visit mypaylessdrugs.com to transfer today. We're just what the doctor ordered.
Your moment has arrived. It's time to shed the normal day-to-day version of yourself and let your most fabulous self loose. Make your way to Wind Creek Wetumpka, because whatever your idea of fabulous is, this is where you'll find it. Wind Creek Wetumpka. It's your kind of fabulous. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
At Red Diamond, we know that there's simply nothing better than the perfect sip of fresh brewed iced tea. And we've been working hard to make sure choosing Red Diamond is always easy, with only simple ingredients: water, tea leaves, and pure cane sugar, or no sugar. We make sure our tea tastes like, well, tea. Stop by your local cooler and pick up a gallon for a perfect sip today. Red Diamond. Perfect's not easy.
Crimson Tide fans, this season don't lose out on your home comfort. Brown Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical is a proud partner of Alabama Athletics and has been delivering the highest standards in home comfort across Birmingham for over 60 years. If you're looking for a great team and elite service from a quality company that cares, you can't miss with Brown in Birmingham. Score big this year with Brown Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. Visit brownheatingandcooling.com/specials to save on your next service. Roll Tide!
Chris Stewart, Bryan Passink, Tom Stipe back with you courtside. Roger Hoover across the parking lot from here at Coleman Coliseum doing the play-by-play for Alabama baseball. The Tide in action today. We'll give you an update on that score a little bit later on, but we're glad you're with us for this matchup. Alongside BP, I'm Chris Stewart and Bryan. We look now at the keys to victory on the defensive end. They're presented by Ford, and with impressive power and smart features, great things can happen when you drive a Ford F-150. Bring home a champion today. See your local Ford dealer, proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide. What great things have to happen defensively for Bama to bring home a victory today against the Tigers? Well,
it starts with Jani Broome. He's a National Player of the Year candidate, and Cliff Amore has come in as one of the top defenders in the transfer portal, and he's had his moments this year where he's been really good, and other times that teams have had success in the paint. If Cliff Amore could do a good job in one-on-one coverage against Jani Broome, he and some others like Aiden Sherrill, maybe Mo Diabate, for a little bit of a time. But if Alabama can defend one of the top players in the country, then you don't have to help off the three-point shooters of Auburn, and Auburn can really shoot it from deep. They've got guys that are shooting a really high percentage, and the way Alabama defends the post is going to directly determine how they defend the three-point line.
So, matchup itself being as special as it is, how do you stay focused and locked in on what's most important?
Well, how about that? It's a great question. As we're trying to talk to our buddies here on press row and answer questions and talk about the keys to victory. So how do you stay locked in?
That may be my best work effort. I don't know that I've ever done.
Listen, no, that was a great setup, but hopefully they will do better than me. As you were asking me a question, I was trying to say hello to a few folks. but listen, this is one that you don't have to worry about effort and intensity level. You almost have to go the other way and calm guys down. And there are certain games over the course of the year that you got to motivate players to play, that maybe the ones that are not, high-profile games, rivalry games,
sure,
mid-major teams that are better than their record, that doesn't necessarily get fans and players excited. Well, that's not a problem when it's your in-state rival. That's not a problem when it's Alabama and Auburn and it's 1 versus 1. So I don't think either team's going to have a problem with motivation. Now, how do you channel that? And how do you settle down and play your best? Because if being overly emotional hurts you, then you need to dial it back. If it helps you, then hey, by all means, let's get excited and get ready to roll. But this is one that I think more often than not, players are going to have to settle into this one because they're going to be hyped. The crowd is. I mean, 40 minutes before tip, there's not a seat that is not full. There's a buzz that there has been in Tuscaloosa even before the team got back from its road trip from Fayetteville and Austin. We knew on Monday morning it was going to be 1 versus 2, or even 1 versus 1 when you look at two major polls. So how do these guys on both sides handle the emotions of this game?
That includes broadcasters as well, as the Crimson Tide will go back to the locker room for the final time, concluding the majority of their pregame warm-ups. The next time we'll see them, they'll run through a couple of layup lines, get a couple of jumpers up, and then it'll be time to introduce the starters here at Coleman Coliseum. That's what we're going to have for you when we come back, as we have wrapped up now our Ford pregame show. Next up is the most anticipated regular season meeting ever. Is that safe to say, partner, between Alabama and Auburn?
Yeah, listen, it's the most hyped. I mean, this is the one that has gotten the most attention from the sports world. There's no doubt about it. The first ever 1 versus 2 in SEC basketball history. Obviously, that means it's the first ever in this history. There have been some huge games, some with titles on the line that night. That is not this game, but I don't think there's ever been more eyeballs on this game around the sport than there will be here this afternoon.
Exciting indeed. And when we come back, we'll be done previewing it. We'll have the introduction of the starters and the tip. It's Alabama and Auburn, and depending on who you pull for, it's number 1 versus number 2, or number 1 versus number 2. Exciting. And we're so glad you're here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
This has been the Ford Pregame Show. Ford. Visit your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide. Crimson Tide Basketball is also brought to you by Coke Zero Sugar. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide. Get ready. Alabama Crimson Tide Basketball is next on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Are you sick of pretending to like boring hard seltzers that leave you feeling bloated? Tired of drinking the same old light beer? No time to make a mixed drink with all those complicated ingredients? Then it's time for you to try something different. Beatbox is now an official sponsor of Alabama and the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Packing an 11.1 APV punch, each Beatbox is bursting with delicious flavors. Beatbox is gluten-free, low sugar, and resealable, so you can always take the party on the go. There ain't no party like a Beatbox party. Roll Tide. Please drink responsibly. Must be 21.
Sports bring us together. The sickness can keep us apart. Don't miss out on what matters most.
Vaccines help keep you in the stands while we are on the court.
Staying up to date on your vaccines, including for respiratory viruses, keeps you in the game, protecting yourself and those around you. Be here, be healthy. Visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM for more information.
I'm Coach Nate Oates, and this is the Ford F-Series Highlight Show. Talk about an outstanding lineup. Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty deliver impressive power and game-changing capability. That's why I'm a fan of Ford F-Series, America's best-selling truck for 47 consecutive years. For the latest offers on a Ford truck, go to buyfordnow.com or visit your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide. Roll Tide.
Based on 1977 to 2023 CY industry reported total sales.
Hey, Bama fans. Tuscaloosa Drug Company is a proud supporter of Crimson Tide Athletics. We've been serving our community and the University Athletic Department for over a decade. There are 3 locations in the Tuscaloosa and Northport area to serve you. We understand the importance of prompt and efficient service. That's why we strive to provide service that you can rely on, where we know you by name. The next time you have a medication need, call who the Tide calls, Tuscaloosa Drug.
Hey there, Bob Baumhauer again. Baumhauer's Victory Grill is extremely proud to have recently received numerous awards, including being voted best wings in the state of Alabama. Other awards received include Best All-Around Restaurant, Best American Restaurant, #1 Sports Bar, Best Chef, Best Wings, and Best Dining Experience. Thank you for 43 legendary years, and we look forward to providing you an award-winning dining experience at every visit. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
If you're looking for the best selection in Crimson Tide apparel, look no further than the Soup Store. The Soup Store is every Bama fan's ultimate destination for the hottest gear and accessories, with 3 great locations around campus to serve you: in Tuscaloosa on campus at the University Student Center, on the Strip in front of Bryant-Denny Stadium, and on Bryan Drive. If you can't get to Tuscaloosa, shop the Soup Store online at soupstore.ua.edu. The Soup Store is a proud partner of Alabama Athletics.
Number 1 versus number 2. Or, more precisely, number 1 versus number 1. Alabama, number 1 in the coaches poll. Auburn, number 1 in the AP. It's a proud moment for the state of Alabama, and in particular, those of us who love college basketball.
Now to Nelson in the paint, spinning in the lane, pump fake, steps through, hook shot, yes! Terry slipped, threw it away, fine line with a steal. LeBaron with one man to beat, he does so and throws it down. Phylon flips it ahead to Sears. Mark on the drive, throws a lob into the dunk. My goodness. Now here's Diabate driving down the lane. Kicks into the corner. Young three for the answer. Bottom, and he is fouled.
It's obviously never happened before. To go one step further, in the entire history of the storied Alabama-Auburn rivalry, quality programs in all sports, throughout that history, there's never been a matchup where the two teams have been ranked this high, ever, in any sport. So it's time to sit back and enjoy this one. We'll do it again in just a few weeks, and maybe, just maybe, 2 more times. Wouldn't that be special? Number 1 Bama versus number 1 Auburn. From Coleman Coliseum, next.
Here we go. It's time for Alabama Crimson Tide basketball on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
To the trailer, 3, bottom, tie game, 75 all. He'll rise, he'll fire, he'll make a 3, the bank first 3.
Crimson Tide basketball is brought to you by Barkley Buick GMC, where Barkley makes it easy. Golden Flake, the official potato chip of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Guthries, America's original chicken finger restaurant, and a proud partner of the Crimson Tide. Auto Owners Insurance. Visit rolltide.com/auto owners to partner with an independent Alabama agent. Chick-fil-A. Download the Chick-fil-A app and win big this season. Conecuh Sausage, made fresh in Evergreen, Alabama since 1947, and now the official smoked sausage of the Crimson Tide. Cook's Pest Control. Call Cook's to score superior protection from pests and termites. Ford. Visit your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide. And by the Soup Store, the best place in town to get all your Alabama gear. Now, turn it up. It's game time. Here's the voice of the Crimson Tide, Chris Stewart.
What a special day for basketball in the state of Alabama. Capacity at Coleman Coliseum listed as 13,474. We may shoehorn a few more than that in this building today as the Tide, the number 1 ranked team in the coaches poll, takes on the number 1 ranked team in the AP. Yes, it's Alabama versus Auburn. Yes, it's the 2 best teams in all of college basketball. And no, I did not stutter. We're so glad you're with us for the Tide and the Tigers. Before we continue our pregame coverage leading up to the tip, why don't we pause 10 seconds so our local stations can identify themselves to you. Welcome to the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Along with Bryan Passink, Tom Stipe, our studio engineer, Jerry Kelly, and the late arriving, because of baseball, Roger Hoover. I'm Chris Stewart. So glad you're with us as we'll let you take in a little of the atmosphere. They have dropped the lights, and the Tide is about to come rolling in from the locker room. Wearing the crimson uniforms today with Crimson Tide across the front. The Auburn Tigers have yet to make their way out of the locker room. I believe they're wearing white today. I don't think they're wearing the road blue or even, say it ain't so, orange. But regardless, Bryan Passink, we got the 2 best teams in college basketball right now squaring off. It's a great day for hoops in our state, but most importantly, it's a huge matchup with first place in the SEC standings on the line.
Yeah, listen, they're all big. This one's a little better. I mean, it's Alabama and Auburn, and this is one that we've talked about over the years. Even when one team or both have been struggling, it still means so much now with ones and twos next to each of the school's names coming into this one. There has never been one more hyped than this. Now, with that being said, we don't have to sell people on the fact that this is a big game. Obviously, it is. But what happens if you win? What happens if you lose? You've still got a lot of basketball left to be played. And I think no matter who wins this game, and I hope it's the team in crimson and white, we're going to be talking about how do you handle either success or failure in a game that has been so hyped like this one, because win or lose, Alabama is getting on a plane on Tuesday to go to Columbia, Missouri to play one of the top teams in the country in the Missouri Tigers in a tough place to play. Auburn has big games next week as well. So the focus, obviously, by these players and coaches is on this afternoon on one of the biggest regular season games, if not the biggest, in SEC basketball history. But it's a long season, and Alabama's got a lot of basketball to be played, but right now it's about the next 40 minutes between the Crimson Tide and the Tigers.
This last 90 seconds before we turn it over to Tony, and first the national anthem and then the introduction of the starters, seems like it's going to last forever. But man, is it exciting? Is it special? As the Tide's been out of the locker room, Nate Oates, Bruce Pearl shaking hands at center court, smiles on the faces of both. You can make the argument that the game changed when Auburn hired Bruce Pearl to come to Auburn. Alabama wanted to match the energy, and in certain amount did that with the hiring of Avery Johnson, but taking it to the next level and then some certainly happened with the hiring of Nate Oates. And since then, it's been a back and forth and an exciting thing to watch for those of us that love the sport, but most importantly, love the Crimson Tide.
Yeah, go back to the hiring of Bruce Pearl. That was really controversial.
No
he had
doubt.
a show cause, had a lot of NCAA issues with his previous stops. Auburn really rolled the dice in a big way. To their credit, it paid off. Look where Auburn is. But Nate Oates, since he's come to Tuscaloosa, he's gotten the better of this rivalry and have won 4 out of the last 6 SEC championships in the regular season and the tournament. Now, Auburn's won the other 2, so these have been the best 2 programs since Nate Oates has been in Tuscaloosa in the SEC, just taking what was already an incredible rivalry to the next level.
For the next several minutes, we're just going to let you enjoy the atmosphere leading up to the tip as we turn it over to the public address announcer at Coleman Coliseum. Here is the familiar voice of Tony Giles.
Ladies and gentlemen, to honor America, please stand with hats off and hands over hearts for our national anthem, performed by Brianna Brogan.
Oh, see, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. That our flag was you're still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
A rendition worthy of a ball game like this. Beautiful performance. Now back to Tony.
Here are the starting lineups. First, our visitors from Auburn, the Auburn University Tigers. At guard, a 6'4" senior from Newmarket, Alabama, number 2, Denver Jones. At forward, a 6'10" senior from Plant City, Florida, number 4, Janai Broom. At forward, a 6'6" fifth year from West Memphis, Arkansas, number 5, Chris Moore. At guard, a 6'6" senior from Stone Mountain, Georgia, number 13, Miles Kelly. And at center, a 6'11" graduate from Augusta, Georgia, number 44, Dylan Cardwell. Auburn's assistant coaches are Ira Bowman, Corey Williams, Chad Pruitt, and Mike Burgomaster. Stephen Pearl is the associate head coach, and the Tigers' head coach is Bruce Pearl.
One game. Alabama versus Auburn. It's real simple. They don't like us. We don't like them. It's our 14,000 versus their 5. It's Bama against everybody else. It's about doing everything you possibly can to win this game. It's about giving everything you have for everyone who wears that strip day. Be loud. Be crazy. It's about Crimson Chaos. Can you feel it? Time to show them how loud this building can be. And what do you say, folks? Show them that this state always bleeds crimson.
Now please stand and deliver a rolling tide for Alabama's starting 5. At forward, a 6'11" sophomore from Chapel Hill, North Carolina, number 15, Jaron Stevenson. At guard, a 6'4" graduate from Tuscaloosa, number 8, Chris Youngblood. At center, a 6'11" graduate from Benin City, Nigeria, number 11, Clifford Amore. At forward, a 6'11" graduate from Devils Lake, North Dakota, number 4, Grant Nelson. And at guard, a 6'1" graduate from Muscle Shoals, Alabama, number 1, Mark Sears. The assistant coaches are Preston Murphy, Ryan Bonone, and Bryan Adams. And Alabama's head coach is Nate Oates. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Alabama basketball.
Can't tell we're all ready to go. Alabama and Auburn. The matchup in college basketball, not just today, but all season long to date. But again, it's the next one for both with more to come. But make no mistake, whoever wins is in a much better position as far as the league championship is concerned.
League championship and potential #1 overall seed in the NCAA tournament. Both teams in a really good position to get a #1 seed in the big dance, but a lot of basketball to be played. Duke hanging around. Florida hanging around. Alabama and Auburn right now the focus of the SEC, and understandably so with what both of these teams have done over the course of the season. But one team that's hanging around in this league that's national championship good is the Florida Gators, and they'll be in here in a couple of weeks. This one is huge, but a bunch of big ones coming up for Alabama. 7 straight games starting today against ranked teams, 4 of those against top 5 teams. So this one is huge, but we'll be talking about big games for the next several weeks of the regular season.
Veteran crew, Joe Lindsay, Vladimir Voyard-Tadal, and also Pat Adams. The Tigers wearing the road white, Alabama wearing crimson with Crimson Tide across the front. Referee heads to center court. He stands between Cardwell and Omori. Some final instructions for a couple of guys on the far side, Chris Youngblood and also, I believe, Denver Jones, as the ball's about to go in the air. It does, and the tap is controlled to the backcourt to our left by Auburn. Front court with it will be Jones. He'll give it off onto the left wing to Moore. Moore inside the arc, throws it into the low post to Broom, who kicks it out. Far wing, 3 is up and good for Miles Kelly, and the Tigers grab the early advantage. Bama late getting over defensively.
Well, in pretty good position. You got to be in great position against Miles Kelly. He's one of the best three-point shooters in the SEC.
43% field goal shooter for the Tigers as Sears will drive, steps back, tries to answer. 3, in and out, no good. And the rebound is controlled by Kelly, and the Tigers will come the other way. Kelly to the top of the arc, playing off of a screen. He'll step into the 3. He'll miss it badly, and the rebound is controlled by Stevenson for Alabama. Jaron brings it himself into the front court. Left side to Nelson. Spots up 3. That's no good, and the rebound Broom on the weak side. Alabama, a couple of 3s missed early as the Tigers still have the 3-0 advantage. Broom will try one. That is up. It is good, and the Tigers have a 6-0 advantage early. 1 minute, 7 seconds into this one here in Tuscaloosa. Sears with the basketball over to Nelson on the wing. Takes a dribble, pivots, and a foul's going to be called on Miles Kelly. Physical and then some on Chris Youngblood. He's called for the foul.
Go back to last year, Auburn got off to a quick start. I guess the one positive so far, the lights are still on. They
That's
went
a
off
good point.
After the first possession.
Knock on wood.
Well, we've at least made it through a couple possessions. But
You're right.
Auburn with a hot start from the three-point line and would like to see Grant Nelson go to the basket instead of settling to the 3.
Sears on the wing. Jumper is up for 2. It's no good. Rebound tipped. Oh, they're going to call a foul on Chris Youngblood, knocking it away from Dylan Cardwell.
Alabama, one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the country. This Auburn team, very good on the defensive glass. And one of the things that makes Alabama so good is it's not just Cliff Amore and Grant Nelson, Jaron Stevenson. The guards do a good job. Unfortunately, Chris Youngblood got caught with the foul.
Cardwell with the basketball, brings it near side to Moore. Left alone, he'll try a 3. He'll miss it. Rebounded Cardwell. He will pick it up. He looks, finds Broom, top of the arc, fakes a 3. Now steps back, shooting 1. That's good, and the Tigers have taken a 9-0 advantage as they have knocked down 3 3-pointers here early. Bama bringing it back the other way, looking for a bucket, any bucket right now. Here is Amore with it, top of the arc, dribbling left, pivots, having it hacked it. It's going to be a foul on Cardwell. That'll be team second on the Tigers. First personal on Cardwell. And Nate Oates livid that Alabama's not guarding on the perimeter the way he'd like to see them do so.
Well, Janai Broom's a guy that has really worked on his three-point shot. Did not come to Auburn as a guy that could consistently knock down the long ball. He's much better around the basket, but he's extended his game to the three-point line. Cliff Amore was in pretty good position, but Janai Broom able to knock down another 3 for Auburn. Their team that got off to a really hot start last week in Nashville, 15-0 against Vanderbilt.
Stevenson to Sears inside the arc, trying to drive the lane. Puts it up to the left hand. No good. Tip. No good for Alabama. Nelson able to rebound the miss, giving it off to Youngblood. Now to Sears. Right wing 3. Too strong. Rebound. Nelson puts it up off the window. No, but he is fouled, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2 as Bama was finally able to battle the Tigers on the glass.
Now, Alabama, a couple of offensive rebounds, 3 chances. And finally, Grant Nelson gets to the three-point line, but it's been a hot start for Auburn from the three-point line. 3 for 5 from deep. Alabama 0 for 4, but a chance to go to the line because of the work on the offensive glass.
The rim is 10 feet off the ground, and Nelson's free throw went 10 feet 1 inch. It hit the top of the iron, it hit the window, and it settled through. A little flat, to say the least, on the first, but it worked. Second one is up. That one's perfect. A little better arch. And Bama has pulled to within 7. 9-2. Auburn with the lead early. 17:38 and moving. Time in the first half. Tigers have made 3 threes to start the game. Now Broom trying to back his way down on Amore. Gets into the paint, steps back, falls away, and gets the friendly roll. His jumper from about 8 feet gives him now 8 points and makes it an 11-2 Auburn advantage. Here's Sears going downhill, going to the rim, puts it up off the window, and he is fouled. A chance for the and one as he got the start going down the lane, got past Chris Moore, and there was nothing he could do but foul him after that.
And the reason he got free is Auburn came out with full court pressure. Mark able to get free from that pressure, and it was almost like a transition opportunity, a 4-on-3 situation as Mark got past the defense and has that extra gear, the strength to finish through contact off the glass, and a chance for a big three-point play.
Checking out of the game for Alabama will be Clifford Amore, and in to replace him, Mohamed Diabate for the Crimson Tide. Sears trying to convert the and one, can't do it, missed it, and then the rebound control by Chad Baker-Mazara for the Tigers, who also came in on the last dead ball. So Bama misses a free throw opportunity. It stays 11-4. Tigers throw it to Broom in the low post with Mo defending him. Broom trying to drive left, now goes right. Spins back left off the window, no good. Rebound knocked out of bounds, such last though by the Crimson Tide. So says Pat Adams. Chaney Johnson was battling for Auburn along with a couple of Bama players, and they say the Tide touched it last. 16:56 left to go here in the opening half.
Alabama going a little smaller with Mo Diabate against Janai Broom. Broom's hit a couple of threes against this Alabama defense. 3
ball up and good by Chaney Johnson as the Tigers have knocked down 4 3-pointers here in the early going of this contest. Bama answering on the other end. Diabate couldn't get it to go, and they're going to say that Nelson touched it when the ball was on this in the cylinder. They'll review it at the next media timeout. But Joe Lindsay said it was basket interference, that the ball was still in the cylinder.
Well, first of all,
when Nelson touched it, threw it down, but we'll see if
I think
that's going to be reviewed.
Yeah, they're going to count that. They'll come back, and it was clear. And really not a bad call by Joe Lindsay because you called it, you can go back and review it. Alabama will get that deuce during the timeout.
Tigers will try the 3. They'll miss this one. Hallelujah. Johnson missing from the corner. Bama clears it. Here's Diabate. Front court to Stevenson. Trying to drive. Gets into the lane. Kicks it out to Nelson. Nelson, a dribble, a firing pass to Stevenson in the corner. Jared will flip it outside to Youngblood. Chris will drive. He'll get all the way to the rim. He'll lay it up and in for 2. 14-6, but probably 14-8 when they go to the review during the timeout. Regardless, 16:05 we know is left in the half as the Tigers drive in. They lose it on the way up. Ball out of bounds. Possession belongs to the Crimson Tide with 16:01 to go in this opening half of play.
That's great defense by Grant Nelson. He got up high, but he stayed vertical. There was some contact as Chaney Johnson aggressively went to the basket, but because Grant Nelson stayed vertical, didn't come down with his hands, there wasn't a call. Ball goes out of bounds off Auburn.
Crimson Tide with the basketball. It'll be Stevenson bringing it front court. Stevenson looking, giving it off, far wing, Diabate. Mo will pivot and throw it over to Sears near wing. Mark will drive, steps back, crosses over, gets into the paint, throws a pass that is kicked by Auburn. Possession will belong to the Tide when we come back. At the moment, it's 14-6. I got a feeling when we come back, it'll be 14-8 after they have that review. Brought to you by Bromberg's. 15:42 to go in the opening half. Alabama and Auburn right here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Get ready to rev up your engines and feel the excitement at Barkley Buick GMC Cadillac. We've got the perfect ride to match your style and adventure. Visit us at our showroom at Skyland Boulevard and let our friendly team help you find the vehicle of your dreams. Barkley Buick GMC Cadillac, where hometown pride and unbeatable deals collide. Drive with passion with Barkley. Visit us today or check us out online at barkleygmc.com.
Barkley makes it easy.
Domino's delivers game day across Tuscaloosa and the surrounding area. Locally owned in Tuscaloosa for 30-plus years, the team at Domino's is proud to be a supporter of Alabama basketball and athletics across the capstone. Domino's would like to thank our customers for supporting our local business for over 30 years. Make Domino's your choice on game days year-round. Domino's is proud to deliver your Alabama Crimson Tide game days anytime. Just visit RollDomino's.com. Thanks for your business and Roll Tide.
We are back in Coleman Coliseum. For now, the score is 14-6 Auburn. They're reviewing the basket interference call that was made earlier. If I could make out what Joe is telling TV, I would tell you. But for now, we'll wait. Keep up with everything Alabama with the Alabama Crimson Tide mobile app. Presented by Cadence Bank. Download it now for free at the App Store and Google Play. Again, Bama is for now. Oh, they just updated. It is a 6-point game. 14-6 Auburn. Bama 14-8. I'm sorry. 14-8 Auburn. 15:42 to go. Today's game sponsored by the Alabama Department of Public Health, who wants to remind you that staying up to date on vaccines, including respiratory viruses, keeps you in the game. Protect yourself and those around you. Be here, be healthy. Don't wait. Vaccinate. Visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM for more information. Tom Stipe, Chris Stewart, Bryan Passink. We are Courtside BP. Biggest game of the year so far in college basketball. What do you see in the first four?
Well, I see a hot shooting Auburn team. They're shooting 57% from the three-point line, 4 for 7 from deep. And Janai Broome has come out and looked like a National Player of the Year candidate. He leads all scorers with 8 points, a couple of those coming from the three-point line. And we talked in the pregame about all the legends in the house. Wimp Sanderson, Robert Ory, and you can hear the cheers for a guy who had a lot of success against the Auburn Tigers in his 1 year in Tuscaloosa. One of the best to ever play here in Brandon Miller with the Charlotte Hornets. A little banged up right now, had a wrist injury, so he's done for the year, but glad to have him back in Tuscaloosa. And boy, he was a National Player of the Year candidate, played so well for Alabama, a big part of that SEC regular season tournament championship, Sweet 16 team. Great to have Brandon in the building.
Brandon Miller, Noah Clowney, Herb Jones, all in the house. I'm leaving out some. Oh my goodness, even Adam Cottrell in the house as well. Bunch of good ones. Bunch of good ones. There's, I think, JaMychal Green over there. Trevor Relaford. Good night. We got a good squad just sitting in the alumni section.
Suit them up.
Aiden Holloway inbounding it for Alabama. Throws it in the corner to Sears. To Diabate now. Mo on the drive with Bama down 14-8 with the ball. Phylon throws it in the corner. Holloway, three, short. And it's tipped into the air and out of bounds. Touch last by Alabama. Diabate is the man who got a fingertip on it last, but possession will belong to Auburn. I really wanted Holloway to make his first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and 12th shots. Bama fans don't like what they saw on the replay, but possession is going to belong to Auburn. Todd Pettiford bringing it ahead, giving it off to Chaney Johnson, driving into the lane, spinning, shooting, and missing. Rebound, snatched out of the air by Mo. Here comes Diabate front court. Looking to his left, driving, got bumped, puts it up, wouldn't go. Rebound fought for, and the scramble is going to result in Auburn getting possession. Here come the Tigers. They're playing 4-on-4 right now. Jones from the top of the arc for three, no good, but the rebound claimed by Johnson. Gives it off to Pettiford, and he will now back it out, and they reset it at 20. It's already, though, down to 12. 11, Pettiford at 10. Pettiford at 6, driving, dishing outside. Johnson tries another three, misses this one. Rebound tipped into the hands of Mo. Diabate will bring it himself ahead, throws it over to Phylon right wing. Phylon playing off of a ball screen now will dribble and feed it off to Holloway. Aiden driving right, trying to dribble away from Denver Jones, gives it off to Mo, back to Holloway. Looks right, nothing there. Flips it out, top of the arc to Nelson. Grant throws it to Holloway. 7 on the shot clock. Aiden on the drive, goes down the lane, puts it up with a left-hand block, scramble, and picked up by Auburn. Here come the Tigers with Johnson. Fires it right wing. Now a pass over onto the left wing to Pettiford. Couldn't hang on to it, and it's a turnover. It was Chad Baker-Mazzara who threw it across court, and unable to handle it was Pettiford. Turnover gives it back to the Crimson Tide.
Yeah, Mark Sears in really good defensive position. Not sure if he got a fingertip on it, but Pettiford, one of the best ball handling guards in the SEC, dribbles out of bounds. Nice defense by Mark.
Crimson Tide with a basketball. It's Sears on the drive. Puts it up. Got the finger roll to go. Play through the contact from Chaney Johnson, and Mark with a big and one opportunity upcoming.
And that's a couple of times where Alabama's been able to spread out the Auburn defense, and the driving lanes are there for Mark Sears. He's gotten past a couple of defenders, and both times took contact off the glass, got the friendly roll, and a chance for a three-point play. Pearl counter. He'll put Janai Broome back in the lineup. Broome, the leading shot blocker in the SEC, wasn't in on that possession. Big reason why Sears was able to finish at the rim.
We got a conversation to review something. Mo Diabate got popped in the mouth, and they're going to review this to see if player got actually hit Diabate in the face. Nate Oates is quite confident that it was intentionally done by the Auburn player, and he's asking for the review now. And each review, of course, brought to you by Bromberg's, Alabama's oldest and most trusted jeweler. Again, the review put in for situations such as this, where you can check and see if it's incidental contact or if somebody committed a foul above the shoulders that is considered to be flagrant at any level. But we'll see what they review and decide to sort out here.
Hey, T, he's asking a T.
And Pat Adams inadvertently talking to the world when he was supposed to be talking to the production truck to get the review.
Well, Alabama in the last couple of minutes on a 6-0 run, and Auburn 0 for their last 5. Alabama doing a better job defensively, and we were hoping the hot shooting from Auburn would slow down a little bit. They go 57%, 4 for 7 from the three-point line to start the game. They've had a couple of decent looks at threes. Alabama's defense getting out to the shooters, and Bama clawing their way back in this one, and only down 4, and a chance with Mark Sears at the line to cut it to a one-possession game, or maybe more, depending on how this review goes.
February 6th of 2013, Alabama and Auburn engaged in a pillow fight down on the plains. We got caught with a zipper in that one, and Auburn won. The final score was 49-37. I don't know if we're going to eclipse that at halftime, but that won't be your final. You can take that one to the bank, even though it's going to be tougher to score given the defense of both teams on either end.
Listen, Bruce Pearl and Nate Oates, different than Grant versus Barbie. Now, Anthony Grant had more success at Alabama than Tony Barbie had at Auburn, but it was slowing it down, methodical basketball, run down the shot clock, and very different than what we see right now. I will take this style of play all day long.
We were reviewing a play at 15:37. This play is past the time frame to be reviewed. Also, the play is incidental contact.
Basically what he's saying, we're not supposed to be able to review it, but we did, and we didn't see anything. Okay. Is that fair enough?
So as a guy who doesn't love the number of reviews in college basketball, if you can't review it because the time had passed, then why are we reviewing it? I mean, we just
Great question.
We just took 4 minutes out of the game to review something that's unreviewable.
Sears does convert the and one, and it's 14-11. Bama back to within 3 after trailing 9-0 to start the contest. 13:52 and ticking. Time left opening half. Baker-Mazzara will throw the lob, and Auburn can't finish the dunk. That's going to be basket interference committed by Auburn as Janai Broome went up, tried to dunk it, hung on the rim a little bit, and it popped back out again. And he still touched the basketball while it was in the cylinder.
It was
so possession's the Tides.
An alley-oop attempt from Chad Baker-Mazara. The pass wasn't spot on, and he hung on the rim. Ball pops out. Alabama gets it back.
Sears to Holloway to Mo. Driving down the lane, and that dunk goes. Mo right down Main Street. Throws it down, and Bama's to within one.
And that's a 9-0 run for Alabama. The Tide getting stops and turning it into offense.
Tigers with the basketball. Jaheim Hudson with it, and we've got a foul called on Mark Sears for a hold with 13-14 to go in the first half. What happened, Brian? What'd you see?
Just too aggressive. I mean, and those are the types of plays that when emotions are high, it's a rivalry game, it's 1 versus 2, and you were so hyped. Alabama's on a 9-0 run, and Mark Sears just extra aggressive, not giving enough ground right there. Had 2 hands on the offensive player. They're going to call that every time. Not a ton of contact, but it was the right call.
Baker-Mazara, top of the arc for 3, is able to get it to go. Check that, he had a 2. He had a toe on the line. 13:04 to play first half. Tigers on top, 16-13. Here's Philon trying to shake free. Gives it off to Mo. Over to Holloway, who will drive. Teardrop off the window. No, and the rebound controlled by Auburn. I want to see him have the ball go through the net. Inside they go to Johnson. Then the kick out. Baker-Mazara for 3. It's no good. And then a call Holloway for the foul, colliding with the Auburn Tiger.
Boy, that's a bad sequence for Aiden Holloway, who missed the floater. The reason he missed it is the presence of Janai Broome, the leading shot blocker in the SEC. Didn't try to block the shot, but was right there, and because of it, Holloway misses and turns 1 mistake into 2 as he took a bad angle, and not a guy you want to foul. Chad Baker-Mazara, one of the best free throw shooters in the SEC at just under 90%.
Knocks down the first. Aiden's former teammates talking to him a little bit as the second one is good by Baker-Mazara as well. They spoke very highly of Aiden during interviews this week. No bad blood about his transfer. Is a better situation for him. They're certainly great. Alabama's better with Holloway. Mazara trying to complete the 3-point trip, and he does, making all 3 free throws. Bama will inbound it to Stevenson, who hands it back to Philon, and now he'll push it ahead. Goes on the wing to Mo. Diabate with the basketball on the far wing. Mo working against Broome. Goes right, gets into the lane. Gets underneath the basket. Pump fake, shot. Off the window and in.
I'm not so sure that didn't slip out of his hands, but was at point-blank range, went up, thought he was going to take a little contact, may have, but was able to finish. May have just come off the glass and goes in.
Tigers by 4, 19-15. Auburn with the ball in the lead. Broome on the near wing trying to back his way down against Mo. Gets to the block, spin, shoots a fall away from the baseline, and that's a thing of beauty right there. From about 15 feet, able to get it to go. Beautiful shot and make it a 21-15 Auburn advantage. Diabate going to Philon. In the corner to Nelson, who's back in. Grant handing it to Philon. Philon will try to drive. Gets to the elbow. Kicks it out to Mo. Drives right. Now will slowly back his way down with the left hand. Gets bumped. Gets into the paint. Kicks it out to Philon. 7 to shoot. Philon back at 5. At 4. At 3. Kicks it over in the corner. Stevenson at 1. No good. And the rebound is controlled by Auburn and Chad Baker-Mazara. Tigers with the ball in a 6-point lead. Baker-Mazara throws it down low. Nice catch and lay in for 2 by Chaney Johnson on the pick and roll. Executed beautifully by Auburn to put the lead back up to 7 at 23-15. Bama with the drive going downhill is Sears. Gives it off to Nelson, who drives in, lays it up, got it to go. A beautiful move from Grant to make it a 23-17 game. It was at 8. It's now to 6. Is the score with 11 minutes to play in the half.
The Auburn's 3 for their last 3 and also getting to the line. Alabama ice cold from the 3-point line, 0 for 6.
Broome drives, hands it off. Layup is up and no good on the attempt from Chaney Johnson. He'll have free throws upcoming when we come back to Tuscaloosa. 10:51 remains in the opening half. Auburn still with the lead, 23-17 here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Producing championship quality lumber is not an easy process, but at Everwood Preserving, it's our only process. Wood treated right. Everwood offers top-notch pressure-treated wood for decks, outdoor structures, commercial jobs, and more that you can build your reputation on. When it comes to quality, we're on the winning team. Visit your local Everwood dealer today and discover the difference for yourself. Everwood Preserving Incorporated, the official lumber of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
I'm Coach Nate Oates, and this is the Ford F-150 Highlight Show. To stay on top, you got to keep raising your game, just like the 2024 Ford F-150, the smartest, most connected F-150 ever. Ford offers impressive technology to help you get the job done in the smartest way possible. For the latest offers on a Ford F-150, go to buyfordnow.com or visit your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsors of the Crimson Tide. Roll Tide.
Bama and Auburn at Coleman Coliseum. 6-point game. Auburn leads 23-17, 10:51 to go in the first half. Making Evan Williams Bourbon part of your game day traditions is a slam dunk. Visit evanwilliams.com to find a bottle near you. Evan Williams, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, Bardstown, Kentucky. Think wisely, drink wisely, and roll tide. Bryan Passink, a tough start. Bama gets back in it. What are you telling them right now if you're the coach?
Well, get stops, and right now Janai Broome playing at a high level, knocking down threes, knocking down fadeaways. He leads all scorers with 10 points. Alabama coming off of one of its best shooting games of the year, especially from the three-point line. 17 made threes against Texas, close to 60% from deep. Alabama, an ice-cold 0 for 6 here against the Auburn Tigers. Give Auburn credit. Their defense is really good, especially against three-point shooting. But Alabama getting beat by 15 at the three-point line. This Alabama team makes more threes than Auburn does. They're a good three-point shooting team, but they don't take the number that Alabama has right now. The Tigers 5 for 10 from deep. Alabama 0 for 6. A big difference in this game with 10:51 to play in the first half. You hope the law of averages catch up, because Alabama much better than they're showing from the three-point line here in the early going.
Alabama's the 38% three-point shooting club in SEC play this year. Auburn at 37%, certainly better than respectable, but you're right, they're making a little higher volume and unfortunately a much higher percentage, as they are 5 of 10, and as you said, Bama 0 for 6.
And really, it's 18-0 at the three-point line, because they've made 5, and Alabama's also fouled a three-point shooter, making 3 of those. So 18-0 at the three-point line, and that is a place where Alabama typically wins the battle statistically. That has not been the case so far. Big reason why Auburn is up in this game.
A little bit longer during timeouts than we normally have. This is the biggest game around the country, and the national audience that we have.
And I think what they were reviewing, they gave Chad Baker-Mazara a 3. Yeah. And so it was when we went to break, and I think you did say this, and while I was looking at the monitor, was 23-17. Now it's 24-17. So that what was a 2 was actually a 3. And
makes your numbers even more impressive.
Even more so. And
at 13-11, number 10 White shot a shot at the top of the key. It was ruled a 2-point shot. That shot has been reversed. That is a 3-point shot. Auburn will receive 1 point.
And Pat Adams with the explanation to the crowd and to our audience as well, as Johnson will shoot the first of 2 free throws for the Tigers, and that one is perfect. He is a 72% free throw shooter on the year. And Auburn as a squad shooting 74% from the stripe overall, 73% in conference play, and he hits them both. So the Tigers already 5 of 5 from the free throw line. Bama 3 of 4.
Auburn, percentage-wise, is a little better free throw shooting team than Alabama. Alabama typically gets there a lot more, but so far has not.
Here's Philon kicking it to Amore on the left wing. Clifford will take a couple of dribbles, pivot, and needs help. Somebody come get it. They'll try to deflect it to Philon, throw it to Philon, but it was deflected out of bounds by Pettiford.
Alabama trying to run a dribble handoff with Mark Sears. Miles Kelly, the Georgia Tech transfer, three-point shooter, did a good job of denying Mark the ball.
Bama inbounds to Stevenson, who hands it back to the inbounder, Phylon. Now to Sears, top of the arc, works inside the paint, gets underneath, lost the handle, but thankfully it goes right to Darion Reed, who's seeing his first action in a while. He gives it to Sears, who shoots it as the shot clock is about to expire. He did so with the right hand, and it did not hit the rim from the right wing about 8 feet away. Tough possession for the Crimson Tide there. And Janai Broom complaining that he got hit in the nose. They'll review it at the next timeout. Possibly. They do everything else. 26-17 is our score. Auburn the ball in the lead. It matches their biggest advantage, which was 9-0. Inside they go to Broom. Bama double teams initially. Now he spins away and he walks. Or did he hook? He committed a foul. It'll be a foul on Janai Broom hooking the man guarding him. Was that Stevenson trying to guard him in the post?
Cliff Amore in the post.
Gotcha.
Hooking with that offhand as he's tried to spin to the baseline. Good defense by Cliff Amore. And Alabama gets it back with a chance to cut in to this 9-point Tiger lead.
First foul on Broom, and the turnover on Auburn will be their second. Bama's given it up just once so far, but needs to score a little better. Down 26-17 with 9:55 and moving time left here in the opening half. Again, Bama 0 for 6 from 3. Here's Sears with the dribble, working off of a screen, gives it off to Reed. Darion fires a pass over to Holloway. Aiden trying to get loose at 5, at 4, playing through contact, gives it off to Cliff for 3. Oh, it wouldn't go, it hit the iron, and the rebound is controlled by the Tigers.
Alabama 0 for 7 now from the three-point line. Not the shooter you want shooting it, but it was late and the shot clock didn't have a choice.
Rising, firing, and missing the 3 was Auburn. Pettiford could get it. Bama's got numbers. Reed on the drive, gets into the paint, got fouled on his way to the rim, and Darion Reed will go to the free throw line for Alabama. Good to see him back in action. Bryan, the 6'8 freshman, a McDonald's All-American out of Grovetown, Georgia.
A nice job defensively. Cliff Amore able to get the loose ball, get it to Mark Sears. Would like to see Mark hold on to that for a little bit longer. It was a 2-on-1 situation. Gave it to Darion a little quick. He gets fouled, goes to the line, and good to see Darion Reed back in an Alabama uniform playing. Has not been healthy the last month of the season.
Playing through out because of a right leg injury. Second free throw is up. That one's good as well, and Bama's back to within 7. And Reed will check out. We knew it'd be limited minutes for him here and there. Chris Youngblood will come in to replace him as Reed sits down. So it's Youngblood, Amore, Sears, Holloway, and Youngblood, the 5 on the floor for the Crimson Tide. Auburn brings it front court. Johnson at the top of the arc, goes far wing with it to Kelly. Kelly off of the screen, will rise and fire from 3, no good. Rebound fought for, tipped, scrambled, and Youngblood hits the deck as he grabs it, gives it off to Sears, and Bama's running with numbers. Sears in the front court, driving right, looking to his left, plays off of a screen, gives it off, Youngblood. Deep 3, no, and the rebound, Amore. Cliff gets it back out to Mark. Deep 3, no good. Rebound, Amore. Amore back over to Holloway. Deep 3, bottom. Third time's the charm as Bama gets it done and pulls to within 4.
And the 10th time is your charm. Alabama was 0 for 9 before that. Aiden Holloway made 3.
Now it's Broom working against Amore. Spinning left, spinning right, into the paint, spinning again, missing badly. Great defense, Amore, and Bama clears it and comes the other way, but taken away initially by the Tigers, and then a foul on Mark Sears. That's going to be his second.
Well, that's a mistake by Mark Sears. Threw it to Aiden Holloway. Chad Baker-Mazar in great defensive position. I guess Mark didn't see him. Auburn on a 2.5-minute scoring drought, but Alabama with a mistake in transition may have had numbers. No reason for Mark to give that up. He slaps his head, knew he made 2 mistakes as he turned the ball over and then picks up his second foul.
Alabama's going to inbound the basketball at center court. It'll be Broom to trigger it in. What have we got? They're trying to determine where the ball went out of bounds, or where the foul occurred, excuse me. So they're going to give it to Auburn in the front court near the timeline. 8:16 is the time left in the opening half. Auburn has led from the start. They were blistering hot with a 9-0 start, with all three coming from beyond the arc to begin the game. Tigers with the ball. It's Mazzara working against Holloway. Size advantage for Auburn. They'll give it off to Cardwell, who will hand it off to Kelly for three. It's no good. Rebounded by Amori. Cliff keeping Janai off the glass, and here's Holloway the other way for Bama. Aiden Holloway made a three a moment ago, now gives it off Nelson. Fakes a three, driving, dishing. Stevenson, three, ball. 2 for 2. 2 in a row for Alabama from bank first. 3-point range.
Great job by Grant Nelson. Had an open three. He pump faked, drove the lane. The defense took one step toward him. That's why Jaron Stevenson was open. And he knocks down another three for Bama.
8-0 run for the Tide, back within one. Auburn trying to end it, can't. Broom hits the iron from deep. It goes over the backboard. He wasn't having any luck around the rim. It goes over the glass from three, and the Tide will have the ball and momentum when we come back to a rocking Coleman Coliseum. Auburn, though, still on top, 26-25. 7:29 to play before intermission on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey Bama fans, this is Roger Hoover. Each Thursday at 2 p.m. Central, join us live for Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR. This live streaming talk show features the latest on Alabama athletics, with exclusive conversations with Tide student athletes, coaches, and media members giving their perspective on the Crimson Tide. You can watch on YouTube, Facebook, and X, with all conversations archived as well on the Alabama Insider podcast. Roll Tide with Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR.
Convenience is the name of the game at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites Tuscaloosa University. Located on Veterans Memorial Parkway, the Holiday Inn Express and Suites Tuscaloosa University offers just the right amenities for a relaxing getaway or a productive business trip. The University of Alabama, Bryant-Denny Stadium, Coleman Coliseum, and the Bryan Conference Center are within 2 miles, making any visit to the Capstone convenient. Whatever you're visiting Tuscaloosa for, the Holiday Inn Express and Suites Tuscaloosa University is the perfect hotel destination and a proud preferred hotel partner of the Crimson Tide.
We're back at Coleman Coliseum, and Bama's got this thing to 1. Down 1 to the Auburn Tigers, 26-25, 7:29 to go in the first half. Here's an important reminder to all Bama fans. Stay up to date with all recommended vaccinations. Flu season is here, so don't wait. Vaccinate. Visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM to learn more. BP, from the guys wanting to give you a shot to the fact that Bama's now making some shots outside the arc. Finally got the lid knocked off the thing.
Yeah, Alabama shot 60% from the three-point line on Tuesday against Texas. 17 made threes. Alabama misses their first 9, but we won't talk about those 9. We'll talk about the last 2. Alabama, a perfect 2 for 2 in their last couple of attempts. Bama on an 8-0 run as a result, and defensively getting stops. Auburn 0 for their last 5. Great job defensively by Cliff Amori against the National Player of the Year, Janai Broom. Did a good job of moving his feet, forcing a difficult shot. Broom wants to come over his right shoulder with the left hand. Cliff Amori understanding the scouting report, playing smart, tough on the inside, and Alabama able to get stops and turn that into offense.
Crimson Tide trying to get to first place all alone in the SEC standings. Auburn has been at that spot since the start, not all alone, but they have been atop the league standings since the start of conference play. Their only loss coming at home to Florida last weekend. Alabama able to win 2 tough road games since that time. Auburn able to get a tough one on the road at Vanderbilt, setting the stage for this 1 versus 2 matchup. According to both the AP and the coaches' polls, they're just in disagreement as to which is 1, which is 2, but they are both in agreement that Alabama and Auburn are the top 2 teams in the nation at this point, as Bama will break its huddle with Nelson, Amori, Stevenson, Holloway, and Youngblood as it's 5 on the floor.
Alabama able to get in the gaps against Auburn. They've gotten good looks throughout. Also, so far, doing a pretty good job of taking care of the ball. 2 turnovers for each team.
Holloway throws it to Nelson, facing Broom at the top of the arc. Nelson looking, hands it off Youngblood. Top of the arc 3, that's no good. Rebound tipped, but into the hands of the Tigers, and they'll run the other way. Jones going downhill, lays it up, got it to go off the window, and that's going to be a foul on Aiden Holloway.
Well, it looked like Aiden was just trying to get out of the way, but Denver Jones able to go right into him, take a little bit of contact, and a big 3-point play for Auburn, ending an 8-0 run for the Tide. And Nate Oates will counter with Mark Sears back in the game and a little bit of foul trouble. Turned it over, got a foul. He checked out for a few minutes, but he's back in for the Crimson Tide.
Jones free throw up and good, converting the and one and giving the Tigers the 29-25 lead. Sears will bring it up again, playing with the 2 personal fouls. He has got to be under control as he will look and give it off to Nelson on the left wing. Grant will pivot, faces the basket, now dribbles to his right a couple of times. A third, a fourth, a fifth, goes to his right, gets into the paint and slipped, and that's a walk, and that's a tough break because, man, he was ready to try and make a move on Janai Broom, and he had gotten it low enough, Brian. I think he was going to be able to do something.
I think he had a wet spot. I mean, he was completely on balance and just lost his footing. There are times that players drive and it looked to be a little bit off balance. He was totally in control. May have hit a wet spot, and Alabama turns it over.
In fairness, he was off balance because he hit the wet spot. He was off balance when he fell, and I said it wrong, but you're absolutely right. He slipped on a wet spot that sent him to the deck, and that gave possession to Auburn. Tigers up 4 with the ball. They get it to Broom in the low post. Broom dribbling to his right, spinning to his right, now spinning left. Shooting block by Amori, and Cliff takes it away. Amori with a help defense, getting the block, and now Sears comes the other way. Up top to Mo, thought about a 3, drives against Cardwell, gets into the paint, up strong, no, but he's fouled, and Mohamed Diabate will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws for Alabama.
Great job defensively by both Mo Diabate and Cliff Amori. Janai Broom thought he had one-on-one coverage, but Cliff Amori timed up the block where he slipped over for a late double team, got the block shot. That started the Alabama fast break, and Mo Diabate able to take the contact, almost an and one opportunity, but gets to the line for 2.
The lefty from Queens, New York, can't get the first free throw to go. Muhammad on the season is shooting 67% from the charity stripe. Only 60% in SEC play. It amazingly went 3 for 3 from beyond the arc in Austin, Texas. Short on that attempt. In fact, it didn't even touch the iron. It got net, but from the outside. Won't be on the highlight reel for Mo, but that's all right. 29-25, Auburn the ball in the 4-point lead. Jones with possession, looking left, feeding it off to Baker Mazzara, defended by Stevenson. He'll drive in, he'll lay it up high off the window and got it to go. Alabama not able to cut off the dribble, or he's able to get to the rim and make it a 6-point Tiger advantage. Now Philon on the drive, gets into the paint, little teardrop to the baseline, friendly roll, got it to go over Janai Broom, and Alabama is back to within 4.
LeBaron Philon played so well, one of his best games he's had in a long time in Austin. That's a shot he made early in the season, the floater, and knocks that one down.
Baker Mazzara for the baseline, misses, rebounded by Cliff, another board for the big fella. That will be his 6th. Here's Philon for 3. Too strong. Rebound tip, fought for, scramble, and Auburn's going to come out with it.
Boy, 3 Alabama players in great position, just not able to hold on to it, and Auburn gets it back.
Baker Mazzara driving to the corner, double team, throws it inside to Broom, throws a lob, it's batted around, saved by Cardwell to Broom on the near wing. Outside they go to Jones, now far wing again to Kelly. He'll drive, he'll throw a bounce pass, Cardwell able to slam it home on the beautiful assist.
Cliff Amori had to come with help. Jaron Stevenson got beat off the dribble. Good offense by Auburn. Got to contain the dribbler. Alabama wasn't able to on that possession.
Auburn's 6-point lead again with under 5 minutes to go in the first half. Holloway dribbling to the near wing. Working against Baker Mazzara. Philon on the drive. Goes downhill. Hangs in the air. Got it to go off the glass. And he'll have a chance for an and one with 4:49 to go in the half.
LeBaron Philon made the floater a couple possessions ago. This time able to do something a little bit similar. It'll go down as a layup, but able to hang it in the air, get the friendly roll, starting to play with more confidence. And we talked about it in Austin. LeBaron Philon has hit a little bit of a rough patch, as sometimes freshmen do. I think it has more to do with being banged up than being a freshman hitting the wall, but he gained a lot of confidence in Austin. He's playing with it here in the first half.
Mo and Jaron check out. Grant and Chris Youngblood come in. Darion Reed's also on the floor for Alabama as Bama misses another free throw. Short on the attempt was Philon. And with 4:45 to go in the half, Bama has unfortunately missed 3 free throws, and they trail by 4. Auburn's perfect, 6 for 6. A jumper from 15 is good by Tahad Pettiford to push the lead back up to 6 again for the Tigers. Here's Philon playing off of a screen, gives it off to Reed. Darion with a couple of dribbles and a handoff to Philon again. Philon dribbling left, gives it off. Nelson throws a lob. It is tapped and batted away. Ball knocked out of bounds, though, by Auburn. It was, Dylan Cardwell, who got a fingertip on it after the dunk attempt by Clifford Amore with 4:17 on the game clock here in the first half. And Mark Sears back in the game again, playing with 2 fouls as Nate Oates will get him in on the offensive end, replacing Philon, and we're doing media timeout at the under 4.
What a pass from Grant Nelson to Cliff Amore. He wasn't able to throw it down, but fortunately, Alabama gets it back.
Reed inbounds it to Amore in the left corner. Clifford a couple of dribbles and a handoff to Youngblood. Chris trying to shake free, gives it off to Sears. 10 on the shot clock. Sears to Youngblood, fakes a 3, drives in, kicks in the corner. Reed for 3, short, rebound, tip, fought forward, grabbed by Youngblood. Did he walk? He got fouled. He got knocked to the deck, and we pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Chaney Johnson whistled for the foul for Auburn. That will be personal foul number 1 on Johnson. Team foul number 10 on the Tigers. Alabama has been whistled for 6. It's 35-29. Auburn leading Alabama. 4 minutes to play in the first half. When we come back to Tuscaloosa, so glad you're here with us on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey there, everybody. Bob Baumhauer here, letting you know that we understand that times are tough and we truly believe value matters. So, by popular demand, we brought back our Inflation Bites menu featuring scratch-made meals that will make the whole family smile, and your wallet, too. Menu items start at just $7.99, and any entree comes with a free beverage. Try our classic tailgate burger for just $8.99, or our hearty Bam Bam chicken platter for $9.99. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Alabama Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
Today's game is sponsored by the Alabama Department of Public Health, who wants to remind you that staying up to date with your vaccines, including respiratory viruses, keeps you in the game. Protect yourself and those around you. Don't wait. Vaccinate. Visit alabamapublichealth.gov bama.edu/IMM for more information. Bama's down 6 to Auburn, 35-29, 4 minutes to play in the first half. Stay with us at the half for the Toyota halftime report with first half stats, scores around the SEC, and a quick chat with Coach Nate Oates. Presented by Cook's Pest Control. Bryan, Passink, 4 minutes to go in the first half. What do we got to do to get this thing on a little more solid ground?
Well, Alabama's done a better job getting stops here since the start, the hot start from the Auburn Tigers. Auburn shooting 43% from the field, 36% from the three-point line, but Alabama, the leading scoring team in college basketball and the fastest-paced team, has been slowed down in this one. Bama comes off one of its best shooting games in a couple of years against Texas, shooting 62% from the field, 59% from the three-point line, and 90% from the free throw line. And boy, has Alabama cooled off. Now give Auburn credit, their defense has been really good, but also Alabama missing shots that they have been making the last couple of weeks. Bama 37%, 11 for 30, doing a decent job around the basket, but really struggling from deep. 2 for 14 from the three-point line, and some missed opportunities at the free throw line as well. Alabama just 5 for 9 from the line, but it'll be Chris Youngblood going to the line for 2. Alabama getting on the offensive glass. Second chance opportunity will send Alabama to the line for 2, and hopefully that'll get Chris Youngblood going. He's taking some quick threes, maybe a little bit out of rhythm. Sometimes a shooter like Chris Youngblood sees the ball go through the net from the line. That can get him going, but important for Alabama to finish the half strong. Auburn has had the lead the majority of this half, and also important for Alabama to go into half with Mark Sears and no further foul trouble. He's on the Alabama bench right now with 2. Wouldn't be surprised if we see some offense for defense substitutions to get Mark in this game, especially when Alabama has it.
Youngblood, the first of 2 upcoming, knocks that one down and pulls Bama to within 5. 35-30, 4 minutes exactly remaining, first half here in Tuscaloosa. Youngblood spins the ball a couple of times, takes a dribble, a second, now fires and gets that one to go as well. Tuscaloosa native drops home 2 and pulls Bama back to within 4 at 35-31. Crowd coming to its feet again at Coleman. Tigers get it top of the arc. A 3 is off the mark, no good. Rebound again, snatched out of the air by Mo. That is his 7th rebound to lead everybody. And Omori with that rebound. Now Darion Reed on the drive, got fouled on his way to the rim. And Cliff Omori is the one with 7 rebounds. My apologies, but it was Darion Reed who drove to the rim and got fouled, and that is going to be the 3rd on Auburn's Dylan Cardwell, and that's a big whistle right there.
Now, we talked about the shot blocking ability of Janai Broome. Leads the SEC in blocked shots. Dylan Cardwell's 3rd, so he's a big part of what they do on the defensive end. Great job defensively once again by Cliff Omori. Secures the defensive rebound, and Darion Reed going strong to the basket.
Reed knocks down the first of 2. Cliff Omori with a smile on his face, and understandably so. He's having a big day. They give him credit for 7 rebounds in 10 minutes. 5 of those on the defensive end.
One of the reasons why Alabama and Auburn are 1 and 2 in each of the polls is you got a player like Dylan Cardwell who goes to the bench with 3 fouls, and you put in a National Player of the Year candidate in Janai Broome.
Darion Reed rattles that one in, but we'll take it. Bama's to within a bucket. Here come the Tigers, working it to Broome, top of the arc. He's playing with 2. Cardwell on the bench with 3. Kelly, a tough 3 is no good. Rebound tip, fault force, saved by Auburn. They get it out to Kelly. Around they go, and the 3 from Pettiford, no good. And there's rebound number 8 for Cliff. And now here comes Youngblood front court. Youngblood trying to play off of a screen one side, gives it to Nelson. Grant, a couple of dribbles and a handoff to Philon. He'll drive, gets into the paint, had it stripped and stolen by Auburn. Here come the Tigers. They'll throw a bounce pass left side. They'll miss the layup. The tip's no good. Grant gets it, gives it out to Philon. Philon in the drive, weaving through traffic to the trailer. Nelson missed the layup. He wanted to dunk it, but took off too far away, then tried to lay it in, and it was too strong. And it's a 2-point game still in favor of Auburn with 2:42 to go in the half.
He wanted to bring the house down. It would have, but lost control when he realized he wasn't going to be able to throw it down.
Johnson from 15 got it to go with Amori with a hand in his face, and a timeout's going to be called by Auburn. Bruce Pearl using one, and we'll keep it right here with 2:32 to go in the first half. Credit Auburn. Bama's has been able to battle back and pull to within 2 or even 1 on a couple of occasions, but they just won't let Alabama even the score after they took a 9-0 lead to start this game.
Well, they got off to a really hot start from the three-point line, made 4 threes quickly in this game and cooled off a little bit since, but they've been better from the 2-point range around the basket. But Alabama doing a good job of getting to the free throw line, now starting to convert at a little bit higher rate. You know, these emotional type games, sometimes you can be a little too hyped up. Alabama maybe seemed to be with their inability to knock down open shots. 0 for their first 9 from the three-point line. Didn't shoot it well from the free throw line. Doing better, at least from the free throw line, and taking what the defense is giving them, attacking the basket. But right now, Auburn starting to knock down some mid-range shots and able to extend the lead to 4.
Crimson Tide will inbound the basketball. We've got Nelson, Sears, Omori, Youngblood, and Reed is the 5 out there for the Crimson Tide.
And because of the timeout by Bruce Pearl, allows you to get Mark Sears on in the offensive end.
Mark with the ball, giving it off to Omori. Cliff looks to his right as he works against Broom. Picks up his dribble, needs help. Somebody find him. He throws a bounce pass to Nelson. Gets it low, pump fake once, twice, steps through, left-handed shot, no good, and the rebound is claimed by Broom for the Tigers. Went with the left hand, couldn't get it to go that time for Nelson as Auburn leads by 4 and has the ball with 2 minutes to go in the half. Jones with it, playing off the screen, gets into the lane, floater is up, no good. Rebound though, grabbed by Broom, and now a foul's going to be committed by Alabama, and I hope it's on Darion Reed. I believe it is, but it's going to be called on Omori instead. First personal on Clifford.
The 6th offensive rebound for Auburn. Alabama's, as a team, is a better offensive rebounding team than Auburn, but nobody in the SEC is better at getting second chance opportunities than Janai Broom. He leads the league in offensive rebounding. Did a good job of getting that one in traffic and gets to the line.
Broom also a 64% free throw shooter on the year. Hits the first. Reed will check out. He's given Alabama some good minutes off the bench. First game back in about 3 weeks. Broom trying to hit a second one. And he does. Got them both to go. And makes it a 6-point lead again for Auburn. 39-33, a minute 50 remaining in the opening half. Bama hoping to finish this first half strong as Sears brings it front court. Mark goes to his left, trying to work away from a defender, lost it out of bounds. Good defense on the part of Denver Jones, forcing Alabama into the turnover, and with the ball out of bounds, Nate Oates will get Phylon in and take Mark out. Again, trying to protect him as best you can from getting a third before intermission. Jarian Stevenson will come in and replace Aiden Holloway.
Alabama hasn't had a field goal in over 3 minutes. Doing a pretty good job defensively, though. Auburn 1 for their last 7, but getting to the line and converting.
Jones giving it up to Johnson, driving against Nelson, kicks it back out to Baker Mazar on the right wing. He'll try a 3, it's no good, rebounded by Grant. Nelson will throw the outlet to Phylon. LeBaron going downhill, stopping on the wing as Auburn fills in nicely on the defensive end. Phylon to Nelson, left wing. Lets a cutter go by, gives it in the corner to Omori. Clifford with a couple of dribbles and a handoff to Youngblood. He'll blow past 2 defenders. Goes in, reverse layup, too strong. Rebounded by Broom, and the Tigers hurry the other way. Kelly on the near wing with a minute to go in the half. Throws it into the post to Johnson. He'll back his way down against Nelson, getting into the paint, spinning and shooting over him. Missing badly, rebound tipped by Omori to Nelson as Grant clears it for his 7th rebound, and he'll now bring it front court. He goes downhill, he lays it up, hits the side of the glass with a wild shot, Bama not doing a good job once they get into the paint, turning it over again, or basically a turnover with a badly missed shot. And with 20 to shoot, 30 to play in the half, Auburn's got the ball in a 6-point lead. Broom giving it off to Kelly. Now to Jones. Jones will drive. He'll fire it into the corner. All alone. Three-point attempt is up and good by Chaney Johnson. And Nate Oates will use his use it or lose it timeout with 17.4 to go in the half to talk things over with his squad. And once again, Bryan, unfortunately, Bama finds themselves down 9 points, matching the biggest advantage of the half for Auburn.
Yeah, Auburn's been able to get to the free throw line, and they haven't hit a three in a while. That one by Chaney Johnson, a guy who had one of his best games in an Auburn uniform on Tuesday night at Vanderbilt. Knocked down a big three, extends this lead for the Auburn Tigers. And Alabama, some missed opportunities. You got Mark Sears in foul trouble, and they haven't been turnovers, but Alabama not able to finish at the rim. Auburn's defense physical. Alabama having trouble with that at point-blank range. This is a really good defensive team on the interior in Auburn, the way they block shots. But Alabama has not been able to finish through some of that contact, and the reason why Auburn has extended the lead.
Bryan, Alabama's only 2 of 14 from 3, and obviously that's tough, that's frustrating. But there have been some bad misses right at the rim as well. That's been really tough.
Well, Auburn's a great shot blocking team. They also defend the three. There's a reason why they're number 1 in the AP, and a lot of it is what they do on the defensive end. But Alabama needs to settle down. They've also missed some open shots and some open looks, some free throws left on the table. But right now, Auburn is playing really well.
Holloway inbounds it to Youngblood. Back to Holloway. Also Sears on the floor for the final now 12 seconds as Bama gets it front court at 10. 9. Holloway directing traffic at 7. At 6 to Stevenson at 5. At 4 to Sears at 3. Launches it from deep. 3 ball, no good. Rebound tipped out of bounds by Auburn with .3 to go. So you got to throw it at the rim. You can't catch and shoot. It's got to be a deflection towards the rim if you're going to get the bucket to count here. .3, and let's see Nelson checking in for Alabama. He'll replace, I'm guessing, Stevenson. He will. This will be nope, Stevenson's going to stay, and Youngblood will check out. So let's see if Bama can throw one somehow near the rim to get a tap-in attempt. Stevenson looking to trigger it, throws the lob. It's batted away, and the half ends. Alabama trailing 42-33, biggest deficit at home this year as Bryan will catch up with Coach Oates.
Coach, thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, I mean, they made some tough shots. We didn't do a great job on Broom early. We're not shooting it well. We got to get our energy fixed, though. Like, I mean, they made some tough shots. We got to make some. We got to get some better shots. We got to make free throws. We got to make our at the rims. So we got to come out and play with a little bit more energy here in the second half.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Bryan. Thank you, Cook's Pest Control. They present Nate Oates at the half. Give pests the full court press. Call Cooks today to protect your home and business from pests and termites. At intermission, it's Auburn 42, Alabama 33. We've got your Toyota halftime report coming up next on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
When the game goes into overtime, but the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Let's huddle up and make things happen with the only cards for T-Town. The University of Alabama Regions Visa Debit Card and Prepaid Regions Now Card. They're a win for your wallet and a big roll tide, whether you're purchasing stuff for game day or every day. Want to go all in on confidently showing your Tide pride? Order your card now at regions.com/GoBama. Regions, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees apply.
Your moment has arrived. It's time to shed the normal day-to-day version of yourself and let your most fabulous self loose. Make your way to Wind Creek Wetumpka, because whatever your idea of fabulous is, this is where you'll find it. Wind Creek Wetumpka. It's your kind of fabulous. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Being a Chevron car these days has been quite the adventure. Miami to Seattle, ocean to ocean. I've stopped at so many states and collected so many bumper stickers. Sometimes I feel like a moving passport book. It's just so great what I can do with Chevron with Techron, because it gives me unbeatable mileage and keeps my engine clean. Plus, there are so many Chevrons along the way. Now the only thing I'm worried about is where to go next and where to put all my new bumper stickers. Chevron with Techron, fueled by possibility.
Today's highlight is brought to you by Toyota. At home or on the road, they're never the underdog. Toyota. Let's go places. Get 1.99% APR for 36 months on a new 2024 Toyota Tacoma Hybrid. Offer valid through March 3rd, 2025. Zero down for well-qualified buyers with approved credit and financing through Southeast Toyota Finance. $28.64 monthly payment for every $1,000 finance. Excludes tax, tag, registration, title, and dealer fees. See dealer for details.
Crimson Tide Basketball is brought to you by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Barkley Buick GMC, where Barkley makes it easy. Auto Owners Insurance. Visit RollTide.com/auto owners to partner with an independent Alabama agent. Cook's Pest Control. Cook's, the South's most trusted name in pest control and proud sponsor of Alabama basketball. And by the Soup Store, the best place in town to get all your Alabama gear. Welcome to the Toyota Halftime Report. Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota. Let's go places.
Tough first half for Alabama. The tie on the wrong end of a 42-33 score at intermission. As we start things off with our Toyota Halftime Report, visit your local Toyota dealer or explore Toyota.com today and take advantage of amazing deals on a full line of vehicles. No matter your destination, Toyota goes with you. Toyota. Let's go places. Alabama in the first half of action held to 33 points, largely because of 2 of 15 shooting from beyond the arc. Auburn is 6 of 19. Alabama individually getting 6 from Grant Nelson, 3 from Jaron Stevenson. Clifford Amore, no points, but 8 rebounds to lead the Tide. That matches Janai Brooms with 8. You got Sears with 5. 4 each from Youngblood, Diabate, and Philon. 3 from Holloway, and Darion Reed has 4 points, all from the free throw line in his 4.5 minutes of work. For Auburn, 12 points from Janai Broom leads them. They've gotten 3 from Denver Jones, 2 from Dylan Cardwell, 3 also from Miles Kelly, and 12 from Chaney Johnson. Tahad Pettiford has 2, and Chad Baker-Mazzara has 8. Jaheim Hudson played, same with Chris Moore, but neither has scored for the Tigers. Again, 42-33 the score at the break. It's Auburn with the lead over Alabama. More of your Toyota Halftime Report coming up after this on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Each Monday night, join us for Hey Coach, presented by Alpha Insurance. Live at 6 p.m. Central from Baumhauer's Victory Grill in Tuscaloosa. We'll talk Alabama athletics with Tide coaches and players, plus take your calls. Hey Coach is available to listen to across our radio network, the Varsity Network app, as well as a video stream on all CTSN social media platforms at UA_CTSN. Hey Coach, Mondays at 6 p.m. on the Crimson Tide Sports Network.
When the game is on the line, you want someone you can count on. At Alabama Power, we believe in consistency and having each other's back. It's our game plan to safely deliver the electricity you depend on. We give 100% to achieve 99.9% reliability. Learn how we power a better Alabama at alabamapower.com/reliable. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
When the game goes into overtime, but the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Tired of being just another patient at your chain pharmacy? Make the switch to Payless Drugs. With 5 convenient locations in Bessemer, Birmingham, Fairfield, Morris, and Springfield, our knowledgeable team can provide personalized medication reviews and supplement recommendations, deliver medications to your door, and more. Visit mypaylessdrugs.com to transfer today. We're just what the doctor ordered.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Alabama. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the university and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the university.
This is Tom Stipe with your Alabama Power Scoreboard Update. Alabama Power. Power for a better Alabama. Halftime score from Coleman. Bama trails Auburn 42-33. Finals on the day so far. College Station, Texas A&M defeats Arkansas 69-61. In Knoxville, Tennessee survives Vandy 81-76. Late going in Athens, 2:20 to go in the ball game. Georgia's trailing Mizzou 85-66. Later we have Ole Miss hosting Mississippi State, Oklahoma with LSU in Norman, Texas with Kentucky in Austin, and Florida with Carolina in Gainesville. For complete coverage of college basketball, tune into Sirius XM SEC Radio Channel 374 in your car and on the all-new Sirius XM app. It's the home of your favorite team. Get a free trial at SiriusXM.com/SEC Radio 2025. We'll take a look at team stats next. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Your moment has arrived. It's time to shed the normal day-to-day version of yourself and let your most fabulous self loose. Make your way to Wind Creek Wetumpka, because whatever your idea of fabulous is, this is where you'll find it. Wind Creek Wetumpka. It's your kind of fabulous. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hello, Tide fans. This is Chris Stewart for Conecuh Sausage. Conecuh's an Alabama fan favorite we all know and love. It's made from the finest cuts of pork, their patented blend of seasonings, and smoked over a pure hickory fire for that true hickory smoked southern flavor. Conecuh Sausage is always great on the grill and perfect for tailgating. Pick up a pack and enjoy your family's favorite recipes at any meal of the day. Conecuh Sausage, a game day tradition, and the official smoked sausage of the Crimson Tide.
Sports bring us together, but sickness can keep us apart. Don't miss out on what matters most. Vaccines help keep you in the stands while we are on the court. Staying up to date on your vaccines, including for respiratory viruses, keeps you in the game, protecting yourself and those around you. Be here, be healthy. Visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM for more information.
I'm Coach Nate Oates, and this is the Ford F-Series Highlight Show. Talk about an outstanding lineup. Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty deliver impressive power and game-changing capability. That's why I'm a fan of Ford F-Series, America's best-selling truck for 47 consecutive years. For the latest offers on a Ford truck, go to buyfordnow.com or visit your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide. Roll Tide.
Based on 1977 to 2023 CY industry reported total sales.
Bama trails Auburn at the half, 42-33, and the sounds of the game are presented by Beatbox, the original party punch, now an official sponsor of the Crimson Tide. A lineup of bold flavors that are low sugar, gluten-free, sustainably packed, and resealable. Beatbox has a flavor for everyone. Look for it in stores across the Southeast for your next tailgate. Halftime stats: shooting percentage, Bama 31% overall, 13 from bank first, 3 land, 9 of 13 from the foul line. Auburn 37% overall, 32 outside the arc, 8 of 8 from the stripe. Again at the half, Bama trails Auburn 42-33. That does it for the Toyota halftime report. Second half's coming right up. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
I was diagnosed with breast cancer last year and had chemo and radiation at DCH's Lewis and Faye Madison Cancer Center. I'm thankful for the support of my nurse Kate, my breast navigator Katrina, my doctors, and the whole staff. I have felt confident like I was the most important person there, before, during, and after. Tuscaloosa is blessed to have such an excellent team at the Madison Cancer Center.
Great things are happening at DCH.
Crimson Tide fans, this season don't lose out on your home comfort. Brown Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical is a proud partner of Alabama Athletics and has been delivering the highest standards in home comfort across Birmingham for over 60 years. If you're looking for a great team and elite service from a quality company that cares, you can't miss with Brown in Birmingham. Score big this year with Brown Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. Visit brownheatingandcooling.com/specials to save on your next service. Roll Tide!
See the call as we make the call. Watch the Courtside Cam presented by NASCAR for each Alabama home basketball game. Streaming live on all CTSN social media platforms, you can get a front row seat to every big play and every reaction from the Alabama radio crew for men's and women's basketball. Watch on YouTube, Facebook, and X at UA_CTSN.
Wide open 9, left corner 3. Switch!
At Red Diamond, we know that there's simply nothing better than the perfect sip of fresh brewed iced tea. And we've been working hard to make sure choosing Red Diamond is always easy, with only simple ingredients: water, tea leaves, and pure cane sugar, or no sugar. We make sure our tea tastes like, well, tea. Stop by your local cooler and pick up a gallon for a perfect sip today. Red Diamond. Perfect's not easy.
This has been the Toyota Halftime Report. Visit your local Toyota dealers or explore Toyota.com today. No matter your destination, Toyota goes with you. Toyota, let's go places.
Bama's down at the half, 42-33. What to look for in the second half is presented by Citgo. Crimson Tide runs harder on Tri-Clean gasoline from Citgo. Tom Stipe, Chris Stewart, Bryan Passink. We are Courtside. BP, what do you got to do to turn it around in the second 20?
Got to have a strong start. Alabama had a rough start and a rough finish to the first half. Auburn got out to a 9-0 lead the first few minutes of this game and then closed on a 6-0 run. So 15-0 to start and end the first half. That's the reason we are where we are. In between there, Alabama's pretty good, but got to play a full 40 minutes, at least in terms of the first half. You can't play 16 minutes, which Alabama did pretty well. But give Auburn credit, they're tough on the interior. Alabama's got to make some shots as well. You go from one of the best shooting nights we've seen in a long time against Texas. Alabama goes 17 for 29 against the Longhorns, and right now struggling from deep. 2 for 15. Now Auburn's a really good defensive team, but Alabama's had some looks that they can make, and got to finish around the rim. Auburn's interior defense has been physical. They're an older team. They've been physical around the basket. Alabama's not finishing around the rim. They're not knocking down shots. That's a bad combination when you're playing a team like Auburn, but fortunately it's a 40-minute game and not a 20-minute game. First round goes to Auburn. Alabama needs a strong start here in the second half.
Crimson Tide will have Youngblood, Sears, Nelson, Stevenson, and Amori as the 5 to begin half number 2. Auburn will go with Kelly, Broom, Moore, Jones, and Johnson as the 5 to start the second half. Dylan Cardwell not starting. He's got 3 fouls from the first 20 minutes of play, and really he didn't even play 20 minutes and picked up the 3 fouls as Bama gets possession first. Front court to our right. Stevenson on the drive. Gets to the elbow, gives it off to Sears. Fakes a 3, gets into the paint. Gets it in the corner. Stevenson for 3. That's short, and it's rebounded by Auburn. It was way too easy of a 9th rebound of the game for Janai Broom as he just caught it underneath the basket.
Alabama now 2 for 16. That one was wide open in an air ball for Jaron Stevenson.
Jones for 3, knocks it down, and Auburn makes one after the Bama miss, and they got their biggest lead of the day at 12.
Sometimes it's as simple as making open shots. Auburn has made theirs. Alabama has not.
Amori to Stevenson. He'll drive to his right. He'll get to the rim. He'll go with a reverse layup and got it to go around Janai Broom.
That's a strong move from Jaron Stevenson. Hopefully that gets him and this Alabama team going.
Used the rim to shield the shot blocker. Janai Broom, who also didn't want to pick up his 3rd. Tigers get it to Johnson, trying to drive in the paint, spinning, kicking it back out. Auburn with a 3, no good. Rebounded Amori, and for Clifford, that will be his 8th. Here's Bama the other way with Sears, top of the arc for 3, blocked into the hands of Amori. Hands it off to Nelson. Grant will hand it back to Sears, who works down the lane, lost the handle, almost out of bounds. Timeout called. Nope, he stepped on the baseline in the process. Nate Oates encouraging him. And the Tide faithful trying to do the same. 10-point game, 45-35. Auburn with the ball in the lead.
Mark Sears trying to do a little bit too much on that possession. Was not open from the 3-point line and took it too deep.
Jones for 3 at the top of the arc is good. And as they started the game, Auburn making back-to-back 3s to begin the second half. Sears playing off of a screen, gives it off to Stevenson. Jaron back out to Martin. 18:08 to play. Bama trailing 48-35, and Sears fouled on his way inside the arc. Launched the shot. It's going to be 3 free throws, and we'll take it right now.
That is a smart play from Mark Sears. Going back to the last offensive possession, trying to do a little bit too much. Got a shot blocked, then turned it over, trying to make a play. Love his mindset, wanting to get his team going. That was a smart play right there. They're going to go to the monitor,
of course,
and see if it was a 3-point shot, and I think they did it pretty quickly.
They did.
It was. That was really high IQ play by Mark Sears because he felt the contact and went right into his shooting motion, giving Mark 3 free throws instead of what would have been no free throws. And unfortunately, Mark Sears continues to struggle.
Couldn't get the first one to go. He's got 5 points. He's 0 for 6 from 3. And now with that make is 2 of 3. Actually 2 of 4 from the free throw line.
Alabama is a team 2 for 17 from deep.
Hits that one too. Makes 2 out of 3.
And it's a combination of Auburn's defense has been really good. They blocked his last shot. Give all the credit to the defense, but also Alabama's had some good looks from 3, rushed some and just missed some.
Holloway in, Sears sitting down for Alabama. The Tigers working onto the right wing to try a 3. They'll miss it. Amori up high above everybody to claim rebound number 9 of the game for him. Here's Holloway, throws a bounce pass to Amori. Cliff in the lane, lost the handle, picks it back up, gives it off to Nelson, to Stevenson in the corner. Auburn suffocating defense in the half court. Driving as Stevenson is having a blowout right there was Auburn's Chris Moore. He lost his shoe and was trying to guard Stevenson. Now, worse for him than that, the shoe was halfway off. If it had come off completely, maybe he could have stayed with him.
Auburn is a really good defensive team. They're physical. They foul a lot. And if you're strong with the ball, Alabama could get into the bonus, hopefully quickly in this half. 2 team fouls in the first couple of minutes. Aggressive move by Jaron Stevenson, but did a good job of not turning it over because of the physicality. If you're not strong with it, another reason Auburn forces turnovers. Jaron was right there, and Auburn gets called for the foul.
Inbounds coming from Stevenson. Jaron looking to get it in, beats the count, getting it to Amori at the top of the arc. Now it'll be Holloway driving, putting up a fair drop in the lane, got it to go. And wouldn't it be special if that little man could spark a comeback for Alabama? He's got it to a 9-point game, 48-39 with 17-17 to go. Tigers go to Baker Mazzara on the left wing. Stevenson chasing him. They'll throw it into the low post to Broom. Backing his way down against Amori. Double team, spin, shoots a fall away, and got the friendly roll. Man, is he smooth. Able to get it to drop, and he now has 14 points. Holloway to Amori. Back to Aiden. Top of the arc. Deep three. No good. And the rebound claimed by Broom for Auburn. Looked good, but it wouldn't go. And Alabama down 11. Needs a stop in a bad way with 16:44 to play. Jones will rise and fire from three, and he banked it in. Terrible shot that banked in from dead on. And we're down 14. Inside, Amori goes in, lays it up and in for two. A beautiful move from Clifford. And then Auburn almost throws it away, but they get it to Baker Mazzara. Now to Jones. Jones working against Holloway. Gives it off to Broom. Broom fires a pass down low. Shot is up, and it rolls in. Another ball that hung on the rim. Could have gone either way, but fell in for Miles Kelly. And the lead is back to 14. 16 minutes to go. Holloway giving it off. Amori on the drive. Fires a pass to Nelson. Grant will hand it off to Youngblood. Chris trying to get free. Gives it off to Nelson, who had it in his hands, lost it, got it back. Pump fake twice, had it blocked. Clearly got hit on the arm, no call, and the ball goes out of bounds. Possession will belong to Alabama when we come back. 15:45 left to go. Alabama on the wrong end of a 55-41 score against the Auburn Tigers here in Tuscaloosa on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
When the game goes into overtime, but the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
When the game is on the line, you want someone you can count on. At Alabama Power, we believe in consistency and having each other's back. It's our game plan to safely deliver the electricity you depend on. We give 100% to achieve 99.9% reliability. Learn how we power a better Alabama at alabamapower.com/reliable. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Today's game is sponsored by the Alabama Department of Public Health, who wants to remind you that staying up to date on your vaccines, including respiratory viruses, keeps you in the game. Protect yourself and those around you. Be here, be healthy, don't wait, vaccinate. Visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM for more information. Bama's down 55-14, 15:45 to go in the ball game, and the unexpected happens every day. But it does. Head to Kohl's and Kohl's.com for your family's needs. Kohl's, where families come first. Tom Stipe, Chris Stewart, Bryan, Passink. We are courtside at Coleman, where the news is not very good at this point, BP. We got to get back into this, but there's a reason Auburn is so good.
Yeah, Auburn outscoring Alabama at the three-point line, 27-6 right now. Auburn 9 for 24. Alabama 2 for 18. Alabama at 11% coming off a game where you shoot close to 60% from the three-point line. Alabama made 17 threes against Texas, and we jokingly said maybe we ought to save some of those for the game Saturday, and unfortunately that was seems to be true to this point. I don't think Alabama's going to be anywhere near that 17 mark, but would love to get it going from the three-point line. Auburn's defense has been really good, but Auburn is also getting hot from the three-point line, shooting 60% since halftime, 40% overall. Alabama struggling from deep. Auburn 3 for 5 in the second half and 5 for 7 overall since halftime. Alabama not able to get stops, and when you go into halftime with a 9-point deficit, you can't allow the opponent to shoot 70% plus, which Auburn has through the first 4 minutes of the second half.
Alabama not able to score coming out of the halftime intermission, and Auburn did. That right there is a 6-point swing after you're already down 9 at the half. And unfortunately, every time Bama's had a little run in them, Auburn's had an answer.
Yeah, Alabama got off to a rough start the first couple of minutes of this game. It was a 9-0 lead by the Tigers, and Alabama battles back, played well in the middle part of the first half, had a rough ending in the last minute and a half. 6-0 run by the Tigers. So 15-0 in the first couple of minutes of the first half, first couple of minutes, or last couple of minutes of the second half, and the beginning of the second half goes to the Auburn Tigers. They're doing what it takes to win on the road against a good opponent. Right now they're in control of this game, but with the way Alabama plays, the leading scoring team in college basketball, and the pace of Nate Oates' offense, Alabama can get back in a game very quickly, but it needs to start here on this possession.
Filine will inbound it to Diabate, who's checked in. Back to LeBaron in the corner. Trying to drive, gives it off to Mo. He'll take it beyond the arc. 4 on the shot clock. 3, drives it in the paint, puts it up with the left hand and got it to go. He took it right at Janai Broome, who was wanting a foul call.
And didn't have a choice. There was under 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Mo took it right at the best shot blocker in the SEC and was able to score over it.
Nate Oates in a defensive position, calling for a stop from his team. Kelly on the left wing, looks up top, feeding it off to Jones. Jones driving, stopping at the elbow, stepping back, jumper rattles out, no good. Mo clears the miss, and the Tide comes the other way. Filon driving it to the rack. It gets swatted out of bounds nicely by Chad Baker-Mazara.
Yeah, that's great hustle by Baker-Mazara, because it looked like LeBaron Filon had an angle to the basket, but Chad Baker-Mazara runs through the play, blocks it out of bounds. Good transition defense by the Tigers.
Dylan Cardwell will check in with the 3 fouls that limited his first half minutes. Cardwell only played 8.5 minutes in the first half of action. Filon tried to inbound it, got to hurry, just beats the count, getting it to Nelson. Grant on the near wing, working against Baker-Mazara. Look out, double team coming. Ball goes out of bounds, touched last by the Tigers.
Auburn physical defensively. Alabama's got to be strong with the ball. They're letting them play physical defense on both sides. Alabama turned it over a little bit in the first half. Can't do it here in the second.
Holloway trying to get it in ahead of the count. Does so to Mo in the corner. Diabate getting hand checked by Baker-Mazara, and they'll call him for the foul. The third time he popped him, they finally called it.
Well, he was physical against Grant Nelson in the previous possession. They didn't call it. I don't blame him for stepping up his aggressiveness this time against Mo Diabate. Kind of wish they hadn't called that, because Mo swept the ball, was going to the basket. No shot blocker near, but Alabama will have to inbound the ball.
Baker-Mazara guilty of his 3rd personal foul. Again, Bama struggling to get the ball inbounds, and they do get it to Nelson on the near wing. Grant will drive, gets it into the paint. Hands it off to Diabate with 12 on the shot clock. Goes down the lane, lays it up, too strong. Had an open lane after working past 2 defenders and then missed it. Tigers with Baker-Mazara on the left wing. Gets the dribble out, gives it off to Pettiford. 55-43 Auburn with 14.5 to go.
Well, we can't afford missed layups. No shot blocker anywhere near Mo Diabate, just missed it.
They call a foul on Aiden Holloway trying to work around a screen of Dylan Cardwell, and that'll be 3 now on Aiden.
Well, that was a heck of a move going back to the offensive end by Mo Diabate. He just scored over Janai Broome a couple possessions ago, and this time, this one, much less degree of difficulty, but not able to finish. He was on his right side, tried to finish with his strong hand, the left hand, maybe change the angle just a little bit.
Tigers work it to the top of the arc. Kelly trying to shake free from Filon. Kelly will hand it off to Jones. Jones will drive, gets into the paint. Mo defending, puts it up, still got it to go.
Well, that was a great defensive possession by Alabama. Auburn able to handle the pressure and knock down a tough shot.
Mo will try to drive, gets into the paint, pump fake once, twice, and lays it in. He got hit on the arm, no whistle, but he does get the shot to go. Nate Oates saying he got hit on top of the head too. It's a 12-point game with 13:50 remaining. Pettiford on the drive will rise and fire from three and get it to go. It's a 2 according to Joe Lindsay. Said he had a toe on the line. They'll review it at the timeout. Now here's Bama. Front court with it. Holloway fires it to Phylon. Diabate for three. No good. And the rebound claimed by Kelly. I'm not sure that's the look Nate Oates wanted right there.
Well, he did make 3 out of 3, Texas, and he was wide open, but Alabama continues to struggle from 3, 2 for 19 from deep.
Cardwell with it. Now to Pettiford. Pettiford goes left side to Kelly. Kelly will hesitate, drives in, lost it. Ball knocked into the hands of Johnson on the left wing. He'll get cut off, hands it off to Cardwell. Had it stripped, and now they're going to call a foul. Grant Nelson. Nate Oates not happy with Pat Adams. And possession will stay with Auburn as Nelson picks up his first.
I thought it may have been close. It wasn't. What a great defensive play by Grant Nelson. I understand why Nate Oates is so frustrated. That was a heck of a defensive play. Clearly all ball, and it'll be Dylan Cardwell at the free throw line with a chance to extend the lead.
Put it this way, if you're going to call that a foul, that's got to be an and one on the other end at a minimum, as Cardwell misses the first free throw. Bama's got bigger issues than one whistle, though, that's for sure. Down 14 with 13:04 to go.
But just because of the score, there's no room for error for Alabama. You can't miss layups. You can't have the opponent bank in threes, and that's been the case here in the second half.
Tried to bank in a free throw. Cardwell missed them both. Here's Bama the other way. Sears with the ball. Driving down the lane. Puts it up with the left hand. No, but he's fouled. And the whistle on Cardwell, and that'll be his fourth.
And almost an and one opportunity. Mark Sears with that extra gear, able to get past his defender, take the contact, had a couple of and ones in the first half, and one opportunities. This time a little strong with it after the contact and a chance to go to the line. And hopefully Alabama can cut into this Auburn lead.
Bryan, am I wrong for thinking that Bama's bigger issue is what their misses at the rim more so than their misses from three?
Well,
first free throw up and goodbye Sears.
You can't miss both.
Understand.
And Alabama's missing both. This is the team that gets to the rim, and from the field, they're either at the rim or at the three-point line. And Alabama 2 for 19 from the three-point line. We don't have the statistics for at-the-rim twos, but they are not good. Give Auburn credit. They're a great shot-blocking team, but they force some difficult shots at the rim. But also, Alabama has missed a couple at point-blank range with no defender there. Hopefully, Mark Sears at the free throw line will get this Alabama team going on both ends.
Foul out high on Diabate as Auburn was working in the half court.
And also, Auburn is hot from the field. They're 5 for their last 6, shooting a really good percentage throughout this game. But since halftime, 7 for 10 from the field, 4 for 6 from the three-point line. You go into halftime up 9, and you come out and shoot 70% through the first 8 minutes. That is tough to handle.
Jones to Broom all alone. Top of the arc three is well short. Rebounded Sears. And Bama can cut it to 10 or less with a three. Sears to Mo. The lob to Cliff. And the reverse slam. And the lid came off the place. And let's see if we can keep it that way. Crowd on its feet now as Pettiford brings it front court for the Tigers. 12:15 to go. Bama down 10. Auburn with the ball. Johnson onto the far wing. Feeds it to Kelly. Man of the low post to Broom. Back at his way in. Spins into a double team. Shot up. No good. But Broom will go to the line and shoot 2 free throws with 12:06 to go.
Going back to the offensive end. Beautiful pass from Mo Diabate. Alabama able to swing the ball, get it to Mo at the top of the key. Cliff Amore, who had just set a screen for Mark Sears, was open, rolling to the basket. Beautiful alley-oop finish. And Auburn going to their All-American. Janai Broom backs down. Cliff Amore takes the contact and gets to the line.
Broom hits the first free throw. And as expected, he's had a big game. Man, 15 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists in 23 minutes, looking like the National Player of the Year. Broom misses the second. Amori snatches another one out of the sky. Bama with a basketball. Diabate to Philon. Philon driving the lane, throws a lob. Cliff, the tip, no good, but he got fouled, and he will go to the line to shoot 2 when we come back. 11:55 remains. Amori with a dozen boards to go with his 4 points. He'll look for his 5th and 6th when we come back. Bama trailing Auburn with 11:55 to play. Tigers 60, Bama 49 on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
The Alabama Insider Podcast is the official podcast of Crimson Tide Athletics. Catch full episodes of Hey Coach and the Kalen DeBoer Show, Crimson Tide Rewind, Crimson Tide Today Daily Reports, plus full interviews from Crimson Drive driven by NASCAR. Download and subscribe to the Alabama Insider Podcast on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, and all podcast platforms. Roll Tide with the Alabama Insider Podcast.
Hey, Bama fans. Tuscaloosa Drug Company is a proud supporter of Crimson Tide Athletics. We've been serving our community and the University Athletic Department for over a decade. There are 3 locations in the Tuscaloosa and Northport area to serve you. We understand the importance of prompt and efficient service. That's why we strive to provide service that you can rely on, where we know you by name. The next time you have a medication need, call who the Tide calls, Tuscaloosa Drug.
Bama's down 11 at Coleman, 60-49 to Auburn, 11:45 to go in the ball game. Making Evan Williams Bourbon part of your game day traditions is a slam dunk. Visit evanwilliams.com to find a bottle near you. Evan Williams, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, Bardstown, Kentucky. Think wisely, drink wisely, and roll Tide. Tom Stipe, Chris Stewart, Bryan, Passink. We are courtside. And fresh off a 19-4 Bama baseball win over at Sewell Thomas, we're happy to welcome in Roger Hoover on the Bama bench.
Yeah, it's good to be back with you guys. Right now, all the conversation in the huddle is about defensive intensity, better on-ball pressure in that last stretch for the Crimson Tide, according to Coach Adams. Talking now about, with Alabama trailing by 11, just find a way to string together some stops. Again, the Crimson Tide trailing 60-49. So, Bryan, finding a way to maintain that intensity that we, again, saw in stretches a moment ago. Find a way to get multiple stops in a row, allow the offense to climb back.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about Alabama's inability to knock down shots. 2 for 19 from the three-point line. Auburn's perimeter defense has been really good, but Alabama with some missed opportunities at the rim and at the three-point line. But if you don't get stops, none of that's going to matter. Right now, Auburn, since halftime, shooting 64% from the field, 7 for 11, 50% from 3, 3 for 6 from beyond the arc, and they have outshot Alabama in a big way from deep. The Tigers, 9 made threes, Alabama only 2, but Alabama with their offensive firepower, just under 12 minutes to play, they can erase a lead quickly, but it's got to start on the defensive end. We know how good this team can be offensively, but the last 11:55 need to see Alabama turn some defense into offense. If they can do that, they're going to have a chance to win this game. If not, it is going to be tough to overcome this deficit against a really good Auburn team.
Don't have to get it all back at once, but boy, you better chip the right direction here in these next couple of media timeouts. Cannot afford to let Auburn add to this, as Clifford Amori will go to the line to shoot a pair. Amori shooting the first of 2 for the Tide, and that one is perfect.
Cliff Amori hasn't had a huge offensive game, just 4 points, but 12 rebounds. Even though you look at the offensive numbers of Janai Broom, Cliff Amori has done a really nice job against them.
Rebound by Diabate after the miss from Amori, and Alabama will try to turn this into a bigger possession. Mo will spin, needs help, finds Cliff, who takes a dribble, picks it up, needs help, will hand it to Sears. 6 to shoot. Mark at 5, Mark at 4, Mark at 3, at 2, at 1. It is no good. Rebounded by Broom, and now we'll fire the outlet to Kelly. Kelly will stop on the left wing for 3. Got it to go. That is a tough sequence there for Bama. We only got 1. They get 3. And it's 13-point advantage now for Auburn at 63-50. Driving is Philon, getting downhill, reverse layup, no good, but he's fouled by Broom. And on Janai Broom, that will be personal foul number 2.
Alabama got the offensive rebound off the missed free throw, but took way too long to get into their offense. Shot clock goes to 20, so you have less time anyway, but it ends up with a late shot clock situation. Alabama didn't have any movement. Mark Sears with a tough shot. That missed shot essentially started the fast break for Auburn. And Kelly, one of the best three-point shooters in the SEC, was all alone in transition, and the Tigers able to get a big 3.
Alabama now 15 of 21 from the free throw line. Auburn 9 of 12. Second free throw by Philon, good as he hits them both. And Alabama has got it to 11 again with 11:11 to play. Pettiford bringing it front court for the Tigers. Handing it off to Kelly. Now top of the arc, they go to Broom. Broom a couple of dribbles to the left wing. Up top to Hudson, and now the feed goes once more to Pettiford. Pettiford nearly lost it, got it back, throws it left side, stolen away by Bama. Philon to Sears, back to Philon, a bad pass, but a good look or a good idea. Trying to go to Diabate, a scramble for the loose ball, knocked out of bounds, touch last by Auburn. Boy, the quick hands and the toughness we knew were an issue from the Tigers. Bama hadn't been able to really match it.
Yeah, great job defensively. Alabama gets the stop, but not able to get points out of it. Didn't have great floor spacing. You had LeBaron Philon and Mark Sears right by each other, allowed Auburn to get back on defense and at least force Alabama to have to set up.
Diabate picks up the dribble, hands it off. Philon driving down the lane, puts it up with the left hand, and somehow got the scoop to go. We got it to single digits again at 9. And the crowd again tries to rise and get behind the home team here in Tuscaloosa. Tigers with the ball. Jones into the low post to Broom, working against Amori. Broom calling for a clear out, shoots a fall away, short, rebounded by the Tide. Here comes Philon, a chaser behind him. Philon throws a lob, Cliff, got it to go, count it, he is fouled, and an and one opportunity upcoming.
Boy, it didn't look great as LeBaron Philon threw the high lob, and the ball got stuck on the rim, but he took the contact, and what a play by Cliff Amori to catch it and finish through contact. Gets the friendly roll, not the typical alley-oop dunk that we're used to seeing from Cliff Amori, but a huge stop and three-point play opportunity for Big Cliff.
I've seen the ball wedge between the backboard and the rim. I've seen it stop on the back of the rim. I thought it was going to stop on the side of the rim for a second. Amori trying to convert and does the and one, and Bama is to within 6 with 10 minutes to go.
A 7-0 run over just over a minute. Alabama can score quickly, but needs some stops.
Pettiford for 3, no good. Rebound, out of bounds, touch last by the shooter, and the Tide can get this thing to within a bucket if they make a 3. 9:51 to go. We owe you a station ID, but we are going to stay with a live action as Bama inbounds it quickly to Sears. He'll bring it front court. Sears off of a screen, working at the timeline near side. 17 on the shot clock. Sears for 3. Bottom. Here we come. Bama to within 3. First, bank first 3 of the second half, and only the third of the game. Timeout, Auburn. As the place erupts, we pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network. .27 to play. We got a new ball game. Auburn still leading as they have from the start, but it's only a 3-point game. 63-60 our score. 9:27 to go here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Let's huddle up and make things happen with the only cards for T-Town. The University of Alabama Regions Visa Debit Card and Prepaid Regions Now Card. They're a win for your wallet and a big roll tide, whether you're purchasing stuff for game day or every day. Want to go all in on confidently showing your Tide pride? Order your card now at regions.com/GoBama. Regions, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees apply.
Tide fans, Golden Flake Snacks have been a proud partner of the Tide family for 67 years. The South's original potato chip, Golden Flake Snacks, are delicious fan favorites because they're crafted from traditional Southern recipes. From crispy, perfectly flavored potato chips to light and airy pork rinds and fluffy, cheesy cheese puffs, Golden Flake Snacks are a winning combination with Alabama basketball. Share Golden Flake Snacks with your Tide family and friends. Simple, Southern goodness. That's Golden Flake.
Bama's cut it to 3. 63-60 Auburn, 9:27 to go in the ball game. The place is jam-packed, and ATIX wants to thank you. All your ticket-holding Crimson Tide fans, visit AATix.com to find tickets to just about anything. ATIX is a proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide. Proud to bring in Roger Hoover. I think you brought us some luck.
I think so. It's looking good. Alabama really an energetic huddle. Clifford Amore, one of the loudest voices with his teammates, talking about what he saw, what has helped him get off to a good start with a couple of key stops there for the Crimson Tide. So blue collar, that was a great stretch for Alabama. Now, Bryan, the challenge is find a way to keep it going. They're diagramming how to stop Auburn right here coming out of timeout.
Yeah, Alabama with a 10-0 run over the last minute, 46 seconds. And we've talked about it throughout this game. If Alabama could put some stops together with their offensive firepower, they're going to get back in this game and do it quickly. That's been the case. But going back to the first half, it was a 9-0 run for Alabama to get back in this game. And then it was a response by the Auburn Tigers. They went on a run of their own, extended the lead to 9 at halftime. So you could expect the #1 team in the AP to punch back. I would expect them to go inside to Janai Broome, their first team All-American. Alabama's done a good job on him at times in the first half. He's knocked down some threes. He's gotten going from the free throw line. But Bruce Pearl gets the timeout. Alabama and this crowd feeling a lot better right now than they were just a few minutes ago.
Nate Oates going to the headset to make an announcement. We had an object thrown on the floor before the timeout.
I saw the great job by Nate Oates talking to the students. Billy Tubbs, 30 years ago, got on the PA and said, I don't care how bad the officiating is, don't throw anything on the floor.
I thought he was going to do the same thing.
I'm happy that Nate didn't do that.
Auburn off the inbound, throws it down low, blocked by Diabate, picked up by Amore, gives it off to Sears, and Bama's running. Mark calling for a screen. Gives it off Phylon, looking low, nothing there. Drives down the lane, puts it up with a left hand, no, tip, no. And the rebound claimed by Auburn. Bama had a chance to get it to 1, but couldn't get the shot to go. Don't take the foot off the pedal, fellas, just because you had one miss.
Boy, what a great defensive play by Mo Diabate to start that Alabama break.
Baker Mazar at the top of the arc, trying to shake free from Phylon. Works down the lane against Amore. Shot is up, no good. But a foul is going to be called on Clifford and on Amore. That will be personal number 3. That's a really nice off-balance, off-rhythm shot by Baker Mazara that drew the defender into the foul.
Yeah, Baker Mazara, one of the most veteran players in college basketball. 25 years old. To put that into context, Luka Doncic, 25 years old. He's a 7th-year NBA veteran. He and Chad Baker Mazara are the same age. Needless to say, this is a veteran Auburn team.
A couple of years, he'll be at the retirement home with Javon Quinterly. Here is Amore checking out, and Grant Nelson comes in to replace it.
Chad Baker-Mazar was questionable in this game. He's been banged up. Game time decision. Bruce Pearl is glad that he played him because Baker-Mazar has made some big plays in this one.
Hits 2 free throws to push the lead back out to 5. They still ain't had a field goal in almost 3 minutes. But the free throws ended the Bama run. Here comes Philon on the drive. Gives it out to Sears in front of us. Deep three. Bomb. Mark's heating up. Mark Christopher Sears. A couple of bank first threes. He looks at the crowd, says, let's go. And they are indeed as Bama's to within 2. Auburn basketball. Top of the arc. They'll work it to Johnson. Now on the wing to Baker-Mazara. Bama makes sure he doesn't get free. Now it's Broom driving into the paint. Spins wildly, shoots no good. Rebound to Diabate. If Bama can tie it or take its first lead with a 3. Mo with it, driving against Broom. Gets downhill, shot is up and it's blocked on a great play, but knocked away into the hands of Nelson for the flush. And let's start over. We're tied at 65 with 7:55 to go.
And what a hustle play by Mo Diabate. Janai Broom got the defensive rebound. He knocked it away, got it to Sears, who got it to Nelson for the flush.
Pettiford, 3, no good. Rebounded Philon, and Bama looks for its first lead. LeBaron going downhill, driving away from trouble. Sears, do it again, baby. That one's no good, and the rebound controlled by Auburn, and the Tigers run the other way. Pettiford will try to hit a 3, and he does, and he quiets the crowd. Oh, my goodness, what a ball game between Bama and Auburn, the 2 top teams in America, squaring off here in Tuscaloosa. Auburn 68, Bama 65. Diabate with it, top of the arc, looking for Sears. Mark trying to drive, gets cut off. Youngblood, 3 for the tie. Yes, sir!
How about this game, Chris Youngblood, the Tuscaloosa native, from deep after the dribble, handoff Mark Sears, making plays, knocking down shots, this time with the assist.
This is what we expected, a heavyweight battle for the unification belt. 3, oh, it's good by Baker-Mazara, and the Tigers go back up 71-68. Philon on the drive, gets underneath, circles away from trouble. Nelson to Youngblood, lost it, got it back. Pump fake once, shot up, blocked out of bounds on a great play by Auburn's Chaney Johnson. Cut me, Mick. 6:31 to go. Auburn 71, Bama 68. What a ball game here in T-Town on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
You can find all Crimson Tide Sports Network video content online on the CTSN YouTube page. It's the home of the live Courtside Cam, episodes of Crimson Drive driven by NASCAR, plus Hey Coach. Our YouTube shorts will deliver thrilling Alabama radio highlights, plus interview clips from Alabama student athletes and coaches that you can't miss. Subscribe to the Crimson Tide Sports Network on YouTube for the very latest on the Alabama Crimson Tide.
When the game goes into overtime, but the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
.6:31 to go in the ball game. Bama's down 3 to Auburn, 77-68. Best move of the game is presented by Old Dominion Freight Line. Old Dominion Freight Line works hard to be the best in the game and is a proud partner of the Crimson Tide BP. I hope we haven't seen it yet, but the best move so far.
Yeah, we've seen a bunch of great moves on both sides, but how about Mark Sears? Alabama at the time, 2 for 19 from the three-point line, and Mark Sears able to rise up, knock down the first, really get this crowd into it. Bama starting to heat up a little bit from the three-point line. The problem is, so is Auburn. They're 5 for 9 from deep here in the second half. And boy, we thought we would see an entertaining game. The top 2 teams in college basketball going at it. It's been Auburn handling business the majority of this game. Alabama, 10-0 run to get back into it, ends up tying it up. Several made threes on both sides. The reason Alabama was able to overcome a 14-point lead and tie this game was because of what they did on the defensive end. You feel like you know what you're going to get offensively from Alabama. that offense is eventually going to click, especially if they get stopped. They were able to do that. Need to see more of that in the last 6.5 minutes of this one.
Across the way to Roger Hoover.
Yeah, three-point defense is the key talking point right now for the Crimson Tide. Got to stop Auburn from three-point land. Offensively, a lot of good things flowing right now for the Crimson Tide. So Coach Oates starting to diagram what needs to happen next offensively for the Tide. But shutting down Auburn from beyond the arc is the priority for Alabama.
And Alabama hasn't had a lot of success with that throughout most of this game. Auburn 12 for 29 from the three-point line, 41%, well over their average in makes and three-point percentage. Alabama well under their average from three. Bama just 5 for 23, but let me tell you, 22% from three looks a lot better than 10%, which is where Alabama's been through most of this second half. We've seen Mark Sears, Chris Youngblood start to make some, hopefully a sign of things to come late in this game for Alabama.
Talks about former players that we've seen that are here, Robert Horry, but also the recent guys, JaMychal Green,
is he recent?
Jones.
JaMychal recent.
What did I say?
JaMychal Green, is he recent?
Yeah, he's fairly recent.
He is to us.
But Aaron Estrada over there as well. This game's made for Aaron as he's down on the baseline next to another couple of good ones for the Crimson Tide.
Yeah, not sure if he's wearing his Final Four ring, but a big part of last year's Final Four run.
Huge part. As Alabama will inbound at side court, trailing 71-68. Get it in to Diabate with 6.5 to go. Nelson top of the arc with it. Surveying the floor, dribbles to his left. He'll drive, get into the paint, spinning, shooting, and can't get it to go, but it tips into the air. Loose ball fought for and claimed by Auburn. They took it right at Cardwell, who's playing with 4 fouls.
Yeah, did a good job of playing with physicality and not picking up that fifth, but like the idea by Grant Nelson.
Left side, Tigers work it to Kelly. Now they go to Baker Bazaar in the paint. Facing the basket, he'll drive, he'll shoot high off the window and got it to go over Aiden Holloway. Bama down 5 again with 5:52 to go. Sears with a basketball. Mark over to Diabate. Mo will look, he'll spin, he'll go down the lane, he'll go to the rim, he'll shoot, he'll miss. Rebounded by Auburn as Bama fans wanted a whistle, but none coming in this ball game. Nice pass in transition, shot up and good, and Auburn with back-to-back buckets have made this a 75-68 game, and Nate Oates will get Cliff Amore off the bench at the next dead ball. Bama getting it to Sears. Mark trying to weed through traffic. Steps back beyond the arc, shaking free or trying to from Baker Mazzara. Spinning, shooting, missing in the paint, but he'll go to the line to shoot 2 free throws as Chad Baker Mazzara just picked up his 4th.
Auburn with a quick 7-0 run. It was a 10-0 run, and now Auburn's been able to answer. They're 4 out of their last 4. 2-minute scoring drought for Alabama, but a chance to cut into the lead with Mark Sears at the line for 2.
And he misses another free throw. That is his 3rd miss out of 8 tries in this game. Alabama only 17 of 24 from the free throw line, while Auburn has made 11 of 14. We haven't maximized our opportunities despite a advantage in terms of attempts. He does make the 2nd.
Yeah, right about their season average at 71%. Go up a little bit after that make, but coming off a 90% free throw performance against the Texas Longhorns.
Pettiford goes to Cardwell, top of the arc. Auburn leads by 6 with 5:05 to play. Pettiford trying to shake free as he works against Holloway. Bama's gotten Amore back in along with Youngblood. Pettiford on the drive, puts it up high off the window, got it to go, and an offensive foul is going to be called on Auburn. They're going to whistle that one on Cardwell. They'll count the bucket, but I think they're calling the foul on Auburn and Dylan Cardwell, and if so, that's his 5th.
And it could have been an and one. Great defensive play, but nothing to show for it. Cliff Amore forced a difficult shot. Thought he may have gotten Pettiford with the body, but Dylan Cardwell push off, and they're saying, as you called it right, but they may look at this to see when the foul came. Looking at it, I didn't think there was a ton of contact with Dylan Cardwell, but he had Aiden Holloway in front of him. Bruce Pearl obviously doesn't like the call. He may be justified in that frustration, and the officials where they love to go, and that is the monitor.
Bruce Pearl animated. He gets to a point where Bruce is animated and entertaining as anybody in the game.
The call on the floor is
and you heard some of Bruce.
The call on the floor is white 44 pushing the back. What we were looking at to see if the ball was out of his hands, which it was well out of his hands. Number 2 red will shoot. The basket counts. Number 2 red will shoot a 1-and-1. Win a bonus.
So Alabama's going to get Aiden Holloway going to the free throw line to shoot, I believe, 1 plus the bonus. Big 1-and-1 upcoming for Holloway, trying to answer the field goal that was made by Auburn's Pettiford.
You know, really,
that is the 5th on Cardwell, and he's done, but they'll bring Janai Broom in to replace him.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's a big call in terms of Cardwell being out of this game, because Pearl was about to come back with Janai Broom the rest of the way.
Right.
And Chaney Johnson has been playing better for Auburn than Dylan Cardwell. But that'll be Aiden Holloway at the line, 19 fouls, so 1-and-1 coming up for the Auburn transfer.
And he hits the first, so he'll get a second. Bama will shoot 2 free throws the rest of the way. The Tide's been called for 5 fouls so far in this half. 77-70. And Holloway will try to cut it to 6. Love to have it to 1 possession at the under 4 media timeout. Free throw good, and we got it down to 6. Come on, fans, make some more noise. And right on cue, here they come. Pettiford on the left wing, playing off of a screen, driving, gets into the paint, splitting defender, shot is up, it's good, and it's an and-1 opportunity, and they have taken it right at Holloway in the last couple of possessions. And that's 4 on Aiden.
It was a high pick and roll, so Pettiford had a step on him. The help came, and it's a heck of a play by Pettiford to avoid it, take the contact, and a chance for a 3-point play.
4 on Holloway as Pettiford is at the stripe, the lefty. Can't convert. Big miss there. It stays at an 8-point game. Bama the other way. Holloway giving it off to Nelson, driving down the lane, lays it up. That's basket interference. It'll be goaltending, and that'll be 2 points for the Crimson Tide to cut it to 6 with 4:34 remaining. And here comes Jaron Stevenson into the game, likely replacing Holloway, and he does.
It's time to get some stops.
Yeah.
If Alabama's going to win this game, it's going to happen on the defensive end. Auburn 6 out of their last 6. Alabama first field goal in about 3 minutes. Aggressive move by Grant Nelson.
Youngblood in, replacing Holloway. Sears trying to work through a screen. Pettiford, a tough runner, no good. Ball tipped in the air twice, 3 times. Scramble, fought for, and picked up by Auburn. We had 3 guys there, and they knocked each other off of it, and it was grabbed by Janai Broom, who got fouled. It wasn't a lack of effort. We just couldn't grab the dadgum basketball.
Boy, great effort by all 3 guys. The bounce of the ball sometimes does not go your way, and Janai Broom battling as well. Now he'll go to the line for a big 1-and-1.
The lefty had missed, I don't think. Oh, but he has now. He missed that one. Broom, now 3 of 5.
Give you credit for that one.
I tried. Bama down 6 with the ball with 4:12 to go. Here's Sears with it. Sears playing off of a screen. Has it. Top of the arc. Gives it to Amori. Back to Mark. They switch on him. Broom now guarding. Let's see if we clear out. Looking for a screen. He'll launch a 3. He'll miss it. Ball tipped into the hands of Stevenson, who missed the layup. And then going to the deck, and a foul's going to be called on Jaron. Golly, he was right at the rim. Couldn't get the layup to go. And another missed basket for Alabama right around the hoop. Timeout on the floor. 3:53 to go. Auburn 79. Bama still in it, though. Down 6. 79-73 your score on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Don't let pests invade your home this season. Give them the full court press by calling Cook's Pest Control. Cook's proven pest control methods and Centricon termite control system protect your home from unwanted pests and are backed by a 110% guarantee. Nobody is more thorough, courteous, or on time, except maybe me, Mark Sears. Trust Cook's Pest Control, the South's most trusted name in pest control for over 90 years.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie, Cook's Pest Control.
At Red Diamond, we know that there's simply nothing better than the perfect sip of fresh brewed iced tea. And we've been working hard to make sure choosing Red Diamond is always easy, with only simple ingredients, water, tea leaves, and pure cane sugar, or no sugar. We make sure our tea tastes like, well, tea. Stop by your local cooler and pick up a gallon for a perfect sip today. Red Diamond. Perfect's not easy.
It's a dandy, and today's game is sponsored by the Alabama Department of Public Health, who wants to remind you that staying up to date on vaccines, including respiratory viruses, keeps you in the game. Protect yourself and those around you. Be here, be healthy. Don't wait, vaccinate. Visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM for more information. Bama's down 6, 79-73 to Auburn. 3:53 to go in the ball game. Be sure and stay tuned after the game for the Regions postgame show with Bama coach Nate Oates. And don't forget, you can get your University of Alabama Visa debit card or prepaid Regions Now card today. Roger Hoover across the way on the Bama bench.
Right now, a lot of attention to detail defensively for the Crimson Tide. Diagram what's to stop next that's coming up for the Auburn Tigers. And Mark Sears pretty vocal in this last huddle for the Crimson Tide, talking about don't look at the clock right now. Don't even look at the score right now. It's all about stringing together stops, taking care of the ball offensively. So those are some good key fundamentals that the Crimson Tide players are focused on. Again, Bryan, Mark Sears probably the loudest voice in that last Crimson Tide huddle.
Yeah, that's good news for Alabama. Mark, not always the most vocal of leaders. He usually lets his play do the talking, but it's good when you do both. And Mark has played really well here in the second half. Look at time and score. I think it'll be Auburn at the line for a 1-and-1 after the defensive stop by Auburn after another wide-open missed layup for Alabama. Jaron Stevenson would like to have that one back as he missed the layup and then in frustration fouled the Auburn defender who was rebounding the ball. But Alabama down 6. It may be more than that. Is a really good free throw shooter. And Kelly goes to the line. So down as few as 6, as many as 8 after these free throws. 3:53 to play. Plenty of time. Alabama has gone on multiple 10-0 runs over the course of the season. Had one earlier in the second half, and they can do it in a minute and a half or 2 minutes. So plenty of time, but Alabama needs stops.
Kelly hits the front end of a 1-and-1. Kelly, a really good free throw shooter. That wasn't one of his best looking attempts. It was more of a line drive, but it did go right through the net.
And one of the best shooters in the SEC. That one looked a little better.
It did. Both count, though.
And that is a 4-point swing as Alabama misses a wide-open layup, and then the frustration foul extends this lead for Auburn.
Byline with it, top of the arc, giving it off to Sears. Thought about a 3, instead will work against the defender in Miles Kelly. 15 to shoot, Sears on the drive. Gets to the rim, puts it up, no good. Got knocked to the deck, no whistle. Here comes Auburn the other way with Jones. That call most of the year.
I thought he did a good job.
They're going to call Phylon for a foul as Kelly was trying to come through a screen.
Boy, a key couple of sequences and possessions in this game. Just the last few possessions as Alabama misses the layup, fouls a good free throw shooter. Mark Sears goes in the lane, takes some contact. He's talking to Pat Adams because there was body contact. Looked like he was just trying to get the ball in the air and draw the foul. He didn't get it. And then LeBaron Phylon trailing Miles Kelly as he fouls him, sending the free throw shooter to the line, who has been deadly here late.
Yeah, we are getting to the point we cannot afford any more empty possessions. Got to get stops, obviously, but you cannot waste trips down the floor offensively either. Down 9 stays 9 as he missed that one. It's 82-73. See how big that is down the stretch. Phylon on the near wing with a dribble alive. Phylon working against the defender Jones. 3:10 to go. Nelson back to Phylon, driving, and he's fouled. That's going to be on Jones. It'll be 2 shots upcoming for LeBaron Phylon of Alabama.
And that's what Alabama needs, a chance to cut into this lead with the clock stopped. It's been Auburn going to the line, extending the lead. Now a chance for Alabama. Get points on the board, set their defense, and get some stops. Still time as Alabama, as I mentioned, went on a 10-0 run in about a minute and 40 seconds earlier in the half. But Auburn 6 out of their last 7. Alabama needs some stops. And that doesn't even include the free throws that Auburn has made to extend this lead. They've been efficient on the offensive end. It's going to come down to defense the last 3 minutes of this game if Alabama wants to have a chance to win it.
Phylon hits the first. Second attempt upcoming. That one's good, and we got it down to 7 with 3:06 to go. Phylon out, Stevenson in to replace him for Alabama. Stop here would be huge. Tigers almost turned it over on the inbounds. But Jones will bring it ahead with Sears defending. Jones giving it off left side to Johnson. Inside Broom. Floater is up and good. Got a quick shot from about 6 feet. Got it to go. Sears running the other way. Giving it off. Stevenson in the paint. Gets himself settled. Lays it in for 2.
May have gotten fouled. Not a ton of contact, but it looked like Broom went for the pump fake. His leg hit Jaron Stevenson in the arm, but he was able to go up and finish. Alabama has got to get stops. They haven't been able to lately.
2:35 to go. Tigers go to Broom. Now back to Jones. Wild shot, no good. Rebound fought for, claimed by Nelson. And now we got a foul and a player down that got knocked to the deck. It was Bama who had one go down to the deck, and the same thing with Chad Baker-Mazzara. Are they going to go to the monitor to review this? Lord, they are. You had Youngblood and Baker-Mazzara that got tangled up. Bama threw an outlet pass. And then you had the guard for Alabama get fouled trying to go up the floor. But that won't matter.
There was no call on the floor, but the previous play is under review.
So no foul on the floor, as there would have been. But they blew the whistle because they wanted to review the previous play.
Yeah, Mazzara and Youngblood got tangled up.
It's brought to you by Bromberg's. That review is Alabama's oldest and most trusted jeweler.
And looking at the replay, it's hard to tell as Baker-Mazzara may have caught Chris Youngblood in the face, at least from the reaction. It's hard to tell in the replay. Chris Youngblood was calling for them to look at it, feeling like he got hit in the head. At least if the officials see what we see here in the arena, I'm not sure it's going to result in free throws, but they may have a different angle. Either way, it's going to be Alabama possession with a chance to get it back. I thought it, you mentioned, could have been a over the back against Grant Nelson. Bama did a good job of finally getting a stop. It was Auburn 7 out of their last 8 scoring. Bama gets a stop, but we're going to see what happens as they take several looks at it.
Oh my gosh. Did he? Look, his arm flew wildly, and it caught Youngblood in the face. And now seeing it really slow, I'm not saying he punched him, but he swung his arm.
Well, and let's keep in mind, Chad Baker-Mazzara is a big reason why Auburn lost to Yale in the first round. He got kicked out of that game early for throwing an elbow or punching in that game. They missed him because he's a heck of a player, and he's a big reason why Auburn's winning this game. He was questionable, and he's been really effective on both ends. But there was definitely, at the angle we just saw here at the video board, there was definitely a hand that went to the face, and we'll see what they call.
It's a big call right here. Whatever they go with. Waiting to hear from Pat Adams. He's going to the scores table first. And judging from the reaction of the Bama fans behind the scores table, I think we're going to like the news we get.
It's going to be a flagrant foul on white number 10. Red number 8 will shoot 2 shots, and red will have the ball out of bounds.
A huge call in this game. A chance to get points at the line with Chris Youngblood and possession.
It's a big call. It's the right call. A swing was made. I'm not saying he threw a punch intentionally, whether he was falling and just trying to grab at something, whatever the case, he hit him in the face. And that's going to be 2 shots in the ball. Now, it looks like Baker Mazzari is still in the game, so that's a flagrant 1 as opposed to a flagrant 2. And that is the 5th foul, so it doesn't matter if it, thank you for that. I missed it. You're right. That is his 5th, so he's out regardless. Not an ejection, but he's disqualified with his 5th. 2 huge free throws for Youngblood. First one's up, first one's good. And it's now 84-78. The graduate transfer. Can't get that one to go. It rattled out. So 1 of 2. But still a big possession with 2:22 to go. Bama down 6, 84-78. To cut it to a single possession with a 3. Holloway bringing it front court. Holloway off the screen, driving, stopping, looking, giving it off. Sears getting to the rim, puts it up, blocked beautifully by Broom. A huge block there. Nate Oates wanted a foul call, didn't get it. Pettiford trying to play keep away now as the Tigers want to run some clock. Well, huge stop for the Auburn.
Yeah, the block was clean. He wanted the foul with the body before that. Didn't get the call. That's a couple of times that Mark Sears has driven the lane, taken some contact and not gotten it.
Nelson with a steal, but they're going to call a foul on Diabate away from the play. The pass had already been made by Auburn's Tahad Pettiford, but while the ball was in the air, they call a foul on Bama, on Mohamed Diabate, and it nullifies what would have been a steal for the Crimson Tide. And instead, it sends an 84% free throw shooter to the stripe to shoot 2 for the Tigers. Up 6 with 1:51 to go. Pettiford, free throw up and good.
Go back to the last possession. Huge opportunity for Alabama. With the flagrant foul, 1 out of 2 from the free throw line. The block shot from Auburn, just 1 point on what could have been a huge possession for Alabama.
And how many of those have we seen, Bryan, where Bama doesn't maximize their trip to the free throw line and Auburn gets a 2 or a 3 on the other end? Now you're down 8. Holloway to Sears, driving to the rim, off the window, no, it's blocked. Another great play for the Tigers. Scramble on the deck. Diabate trying to save it for Alabama, and a tie-up is called, and the arrow favors Auburn. Auburn gets the possession arrow, and with 1:37 to go, up by 8, Auburn has the basketball.
Boy, Mo Diabate had the ball. Auburn didn't have it tied up. You had several Alabama players calling a timeout. They didn't give it to him. Waited for the jump ball. And Auburn able to get it. Great hustle play, but Bama had possession, called the timeout. Didn't get the...
Tigers with the basketball. It's Pettiford with it. With 1:33 to go. Pettiford front court. Bruce Pearl says wait. They want to bleed as much time as they can. 15 still to shoot, 1:22 to go in the game. Broom says clear out. He'll work against Diabate. 8 to shoot, 7, 6. Broom in the lane, shot up and good. And Janai Broom's 18th and 19th points give the Tigers a 10-point lead with 1:05 to go. It will take a miracle here for Bama. Sears to Diabate, to Martin. He'll drive, and he'll get fouled, and he'll go to the line to shoot a pair with 57 seconds remaining.
And that's a call that Mark wanted in several key possessions in this game, and Auburn able to defend and not foul throughout most of it, but Auburn making plays on the offensive end. Bama and Mo Diabate did a good job on that last possession against Janai Broome, but the All-American able to score a big bucket for the Tigers.
Sears free throw up. Got it to go. One more upcoming for Mark with under a minute to play. That one's good. And Bama's back to within 8. Desperation time for Alabama. Tigers trying to get it inbounds. They do to Pettiford. Bama will chase as Kelly has it now. The Tide forced to foul. Stevenson committing the personal on Jaron. That will be his 3rd. First free throw up and good by Kelly. (89-80) Tigers. Bama back in action on Wednesday as both free throws good by Kelly. The Tide will travel to Columbia to take on the Missouri Tigers as Holloway will drive and gets fouled on the floor, and he'll go back to the line to shoot 2 shots. Auburn will host Arkansas on Wednesday night in an 8 o'clock tip. They have Arkansas, Georgia, Ole Miss all at home in a row before they go to Kentucky and Texas A&M and finish with Alabama on March 8th on the Plains. Alabama with a trip to Missouri, Kentucky, Mississippi State at home, at Tennessee, Florida at home, and then the trip to Auburn to wrap it up. A lot of basketball to be played in the season as Holloway hits the first of 2. Back to a 9-point game.
That's what makes this game different. You know, the hype is there. It's a huge game, but you don't win or lose a championship here this afternoon. Now, I would have said that win or lose. I did say it before the game. This is one you desperately want to win because it's a rivalry game, and it puts you in a better position to win an SEC championship. But what you do with this will determine your season. And Alabama, after this, a tough 6-game stretch coming up. It starts Wednesday night against Missouri, and it looks like Alabama's going to have to bounce back after a disappointing loss. Bama shot it so well against Texas. 61% from the field, 59% from 3, 90% from the line, and it's been the opposite here this afternoon. Give Auburn credit. Their defense has been really good, but Alabama well below their averages in made threes and percentage.
Broome misses the free throw. That's the first of 2. He'll have another attempt upcoming. Bama fans, a fantastic job of showing up here at home. Making a lot of noise. Unfortunately, Bama not able to take the lead. Both free throws missed by Broome, and here comes Nelson the other way for the Tide. Reverse layup good with 41 seconds to go, and Bama pulls to within 7, and Nate Oates uses the first of his 3 remaining timeouts. All hope not lost, although it is still quite a steep hill to climb.
Well, you look back to the start of this game, Auburn 9-0 to start this game. They closed the half on a 6-0 run. Got out to a 14-point lead early in the second half. So starts and finishes, so important. And Auburn won those segments in this game. And you go back, Auburn did a great job defensively, forced some difficult shots, did a great job against the 3-point shooters of Alabama. But it was the missed opportunities, whether at the free throw line, a couple of wide open missed layups for Alabama. The two-point at the rim percentage, not near what Alabama's is, and which is typical for Alabama. And from the 3-point line, the Crimson Tide 5 for 25. This is an Alabama team that makes over 10 threes per game in SEC play. And they've done it against some really good three-point defensive teams. Auburn's defense has been great in this game, but Alabama, one of those afternoons where shots aren't falling. Give Auburn credit. And Alabama with some missed opportunities throughout this game. And when you play a team the caliber of Auburn, got to take advantage of the opportunities when they present themselves, and Alabama hadn't been able to.
Tigers inbound the basketball to Broom, and Jaron Stevenson will immediately foul him. On Jaron, that'll be his 4th personal, but it'll send Broom back to the line where he just missed 2. The lefty misses his 3rd in a row.
Tonight, Broom trying to make this thing interesting.
Well, it's only fair because he made it uninteresting at the start of the game, but at the end of the first half, or at the end of the first half, what a game he's had. 19 points, 14 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 blocked shots as well, but he's missed 4 straight free throws. Bama down 7, 38 seconds to go. Holloway trying to shake free, gets fouled. Nope, a whistle. He'll drive in, he'll lay it up. That's basket interference. And that'll be another goaltending call on Auburn as Holloway got to the rim, and Bama's got it to within 5 now with 31 seconds to go.
The call on the forced goaltend, the play's under review.
Love our folks at Bromberg's. Great family, great sponsors for many years on the network. It's Alabama's oldest and most trusted jeweler.
The call is confirmed. There's 32 seconds on the clock.
They can do a quick review. 32 seconds on the clock. They were checking to make sure it was a block and also the right time.
And it gives Bruce Pearl a chance to get the ball out of the hands of Janai Broom and into their better free throw shooters. So Alabama able to cut it to 5, but Bama's got to do a good job of not allowing Pettiford or Denver Jones, Miles Kelly to get the ball. Janai Broom at half court trying to stay away from it right now after missing 4 straight free throws.
They inbound it to Jones, and he is fouled almost immediately. Again, a 90% free throw shooter, but Bama can't be choosy at this point. They had to foul whoever wound up with it in his hands. Jones already today has made a free throw in his only trip to the line. He knocks that one down. Holloway, Sears, Youngblood, Philon, and Stevenson, the 5 on the floor for Alabama. All very capable three-point shooters. We got a hustle now. Pettiford out, Moore, a bigger defender in to replace him. As Jones will hit the second as well. 92-85, 3-possession game. Bama runs front court, gives it off. Holloway, 3-ball, no good. Long rebound comes to the Tigers. Scramble for the loose ball, high in the air, and a foul's going to be whistled on the Crimson Tide, and that is likely going to be the last real opportunity for Alabama, as that will be the 5th on Jaron Stevenson. He had to foul 3 times very late in this game, just trying to stop the clock. So Kelly will go back to the line. Another high percentage shooter at 89% on the year. Again, the first of at least 2, potentially 4 matchups between Alabama and Auburn this year.
And we said before the game, one thing that is similar about these teams, they've both been great on the road. And hopefully that continues for Alabama with a road trip coming up at Missouri on Wednesday.
Both free throws good, a 9-point Tiger lead. Trying to drive was Holloway, lost the handle, and Auburn will pick it up. The Tide will not foul, and Auburn will have a chance to run out the clock. 7 seconds. 6, 5, 3, 2, 1. Auburn, a huge win on a day when the state of Alabama has its biggest regular season showcase maybe ever. Bama falls 94-85. The Tigers looking like and staking their claim to #1 in the country following the 94-85 victory. Roger Hoover will take you through postgame as I'm headed to the locker room to talk with Coach Nate Oates. We're back after this on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from